Hello everyone. Is everybody able to hear me? This is going to be my first stream, so I set all this up kind of this afternoon. Awesome, sweet. Sorry. So yeah, thanks for turning out. Low but the voice. Okay, let me move this closer to my mouth. Okay, is this any better? Maybe right here. Cool. It's basically going to be a math stream. I got a couple things I want to go over. I'll try to be louder. I'll try to just yell into this thing. Thanks. So yeah, let's see. Okay, here we go. So first thing was I don't know if you guys caught this Hades stream, but holy shit, that was something. That was definitely something. So so it was pretty obvious, right? Like you know, OIC came back for this Hades stream here. I hope you guys can see this here. Yeah. So basically, if you guys look at the spreadsheet here, so bank leaks happened on September 18th, and the whole bit with OIC kind of like leaving that happened on the 22nd. So it was like literally what? Yeah, and then day off. So yeah, dude was gone for what, 3 days? One of those days was a day off. And it was pretty clear, right? If you guys were like keeping along with the numbers, that like his stream like earnings, right, were unusually low, and it's like you know, make it more obvious. Yeah, you know, like it's interesting during this stream here. How long before the leaks did he know about? Like, Steve, hey, what's up, man? How long before the leaks did he know about them? Know about like what he was spending on, or? Yeah, Catfish. So he like went away, and he was basically back, right? So I talked to Shiro on Kiwi Farms. He was basically OIC's contact on Kiwi Farms. He's probably in here. Yeah, here, Shiro. And so I mean, the long and the short of it is, you know, in case you guys don't frequent Kiwi Farms, but basically, you know, OIC made like a couple contacts in Kiwi Farms, presumably with the idea that, like, you know, to be honest, it's hard for me to tell what his motivations are. It's pretty insane. I meant, did you know the leaks were? No. So in terms of the leaks, right? Like, they basically came up out of nowhere, as far as I know, and OIC's like opinion of the leaks were that, like, one core characteristic I feel like of OIC, the more I like see him interact with other people, is that he talks a lot of like big talk, right? But like he can't back it up, and that's one of the reasons he kind of like spurged out, you know, and came back. You know, I was talking to Shiro earlier, because like Shiro's basically at like ground zero in terms of like this entire thing rolling out. And beforehand, right? I really did not want to ever kind of give OIC or any other whale really any sort of like screen time. Like if you look at the tracker, right? Like so if you look at the analysis tab here, I kind of keep a track of the biggest, whales here, kind of in this area. And when I first created this spreadsheet, I was talking to a mod on KF about it. His name's Actually. He was kind of he was the person tracking it before me. There were a couple of people tracking it before me in kind of like a more rudimentary sort of way. But like I initially didn't want to include names at all. Like I wanted it to be like just this part. Like just this part here, or I guess this part. Like this. So no names, no nothing, just like dollar amounts. But I eventually, came to the conclusion that that it needed to be tracked, just regardless. It gives you a lot more to discuss, right? It adds more to the lore, to our logic. Yeah, this is basically going to be a pre-stream. I have a little like itinerary I made here on Notepad, and I'm just going to be kind of going down it. I added this talk about OIC kind of. I was in Ludwig's stream earlier, and holy shit, like I think that OIC is literally in the middle of a manic episode right now. Like I don't know if we've got any psychiatrists out there, but I think this is a pretty textbook like manic episode. If you guys were paying attention to how he was tipping the messages attached to it. Hey, movie sign, what's up? So like if we look at tonight's stream, right? Like I've got this all updated, luckily. So here we go. Okay, so before, right? Like so on the spreadsheet, right? If you're not familiar, right? The main column in terms of tracking their names is right here, the column I, paypig, right? And I generally speaking, if it's like some rando, I put them as like anonymous or a non-whale or something. Like, you participate in this enough that you kind of get a sense of who's who, right? And it became pretty clear after a while, especially considering that I believe tonight rather, was the first time he logged in to his like main account, right? If I'm wrong on this, someone please correct me. But yeah, he's he was kind of back in, and he did tip one time under his primary, and he did some sort of like oh yeah, trolls mad, blah blah blah. But Jesus, man, like he needs to be evaluated, and I don't say that like, I mean, it's all jokes in the end, right? But yeah, I have a pretty good feeling that like if he hasn't been prescribed like bipolar disorder meds yet, he needs to be evaluated for it. Yeah, Lonnie. OIC, wake. Yeah. So yeah, like very clear manic episode, and in terms of the like, again, if you guys don't frequent Kiwi farms, so on Kiwi farms, right? Here's just the chat. The DMs with Shiro between Shiro and OIC are kind of slowly being leaked, and you can, if you're someone who wants to like analyze them like psychologically, right? Like this is the thread for you. Let's see. Here's my guess about this guy. West Coast, USA, Canada, software engineer. Huh. Seriously. Yep. I mean, probably. But yeah, this like the DMs between those two guys are gonna slowly be coming out. And he's back on the farms. He's under this name, this Jim. He's giving like top hats to everybody, whatever. Like that shit actually means anything. But yeah, and you know, he gives Shiro gives like summaries and that sort of thing. But anyway, yeah, he's you know, at the beginning you might think he's kind of your standard like dime a dozen whale, but he's legitimately like he's got a problem. And like I don't care about him, so this isn't coming from a position of like a concern or whatever, but because at the end of the day I don't give a shit. Like he can give him all the money he wants. Like it's no skin off my back, man. So like please do. But you know, when you're coming into Kiwi farms and just going fucking insane like this, it's yeah, he's mad at the internet. Yes, Greedy Pig, he's very mad at the internet. So anyway, it's a lot to read. I mean, honestly, I really personally, right, I have a hard time reading through conversations where two other people are conversing and I'm not part of that. It feels kind of like wiretapping almost, if you know what I mean. And it's like it's, I don't know, man. It's kind of like challenging, I guess. So anyway, but yeah, so you know, expect that to come out. You know, during this whole thing, I was kind of privy to, you know, like Shiro would talk to me about kind of what they discussed, and you know, Shiro actually kind of developed like a he developed kind of like a, I don't know what to call it, like affection or something like that, like he developed some sort of relationship with him, at least a relationship he perceived, like he felt some level of like empathy and that sort of thing for OIC. Right, you go to Kiwi Farms and OIC reaches out to you to start doxing people. Like you're gonna keep them at arm's length, right? Because this is like a very, you know, like a trap or some shit, right? Like OIC is very manipulative as a person. So when all this went down, you know, OIC leaves. You know, he goes crazy and you know, he has a total autistic spurg out and you know, gets banned from Kiwi Farms under his main account Fraga or whatever, and it's just like he didn't learn a goddamn thing from this whole thing, you know, like what he's doing now. This entire like here, right, where you know the leaks come out, so he funded him, and you know, on some level he knew, you know, because he always when he interfaced with the Detractor community like OIC, right, because you know he was trying to play both sides because he thinks he's some sort of like puppet master. Like think of some cringy word like from an anime or something that he thinks he is. He's that, right? At least in his own messed up head. And so, you know, he discussed with detractors some kind of like, oh yeah, you know, it doesn't matter what he spent, like blah blah, like basically I'm giving him money to make you mad. So if that's true, right, if you're giving money to make him mad, then to make like us mad, right? And again, you shouldn't be mad. You should, well, I'd say you should be sad, but I have literally no shits to give to OIC. He's an actual awful person, I think. Like his mental disorder aside, I think he's actually like a bad person. Arguably, well, no, I'm not gonna go that far. I was gonna say arguably more of a bad person than DSP, but that's probably not true, to be honest. OIC is just like, well, he's a lonely iced coffee. What can you say? Anyway, so that's that. But yeah, you know, we saw a couple good streams, like, you know, of low tips, and you all knew, right? Like you all knew at some level that he was gonna be back. I didn't think that it was gonna be like 48 hours. I didn't, you know. I was hoping that it would be a little bit longer. People were saying a week or something like that, but no, that was man, that's really bad. Hey, Inonce. Sorry, I can never... Inonce? Inonce Notev. I hope I pronounced it right. Anyway, what's up, man? Yeah. So, Vicious the Otaku. Some people do get mad, right? If you lurk in like DDM or Reddit, especially before the subreddit got banned, but you know, if you put like, I don't know, detractors or whatever on different levels. Hey, Super Crazy, what's up, man? If you put them at certain levels, right? There's people who, like, there's people who don't really I feel like they don't internalize kind of the fucking absolute dumb shit that occurs in this autism vortex, like at all. Like, so they don't, you know, they basically see it like they go in, Dave's a bad streamer, and Phil's a bad streamer, and you know, he makes a lot of money being a bad streamer. Like, that's what they see. It's a pretty superficial like level, right? And it really pisses them off. And you know, when like when people give money to Phil, and I'm talking people like OIC, people like probably Jax Raxer, because I think Jax Raxer got doxxed before, and his retribution is giving Phil money. So, you know, like, you got us, you fucking did it. So, but yeah, they see the trolls. Hey, last man. Yeah, sorry, I reset it to 9:45 because I didn't want to make you guys wait for 15 minutes while I did nothing. I felt that was unprofessional. It probably would have been. It's actually unprofessional to start early without notifying people, so I apologize. But yeah. So anyway, like they kind of get this. They kind of get this like, yeah, right, Lark. So they get mad about it. They get mad about the fact that you know, Phil makes a lot of money. Like, that's the. Here, I'm gonna give super crazy mod. So it makes them mad, and you know, I get it, man. You know, like, imagine, right? Imagine you work your ass off, right? You do whatever, right? there's lots of people who work their ass off a lot more than fucking Phil does, but you make you know, you make minimum wage or whatever, and you see this fat fucking asshole just like break 6 figs. Just, he's so awful, man. Like you watch Phil and you're like, not only do I not want to give him money, I don't want anything to do with this person. He's so bad. Like, I'm not gonna call him evil, because evil people generally have some level of intelligence, but he's just so shit. He's such a horrible human being. That's why Steve's videos are so damn good, because, like, you know, he's a pretty simple person, you know? He's a pretty simple person, but goddamn, can a simple person be such a huge asshole, you know? Yeah, useless. Yeah, Crow Sus, exactly. He's useless, right? He, you know, I think Ann says it best. He says he just exists. He does exist. That is all he does. He exists. Yeah. But anyway, sorry. I tend to ramble a little bit, but maybe that's the point. So yeah. To summarize the OIC part. Yeah. Well, he's back. As long as this manic episode of his is like persists, right? Then he's just gonna keep giving him money. I mean, OIC clearly earns, if not like a low 6-figure income, a close to 6-figure income, right? He's in IT. Hey Webbywood, what's up? Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, like he, you know, he's okay. Imagine, right? You're a single guy. You have no responsibilities or whatever. You know, you're some dude. You go to work. You earn money, and you do what? What does he spend it on? Because, like, I think, you know, honestly, right? I think OIC has really bad self-esteem issues or something, right? It's got to be some sort of deep-rooted kind of like insecurity. So he's seeking some sort of affirmation from other people, but he can't find that in his real life. So he does this weird online shit. And I was talking to Shiro about this. Hey Ludic, I'm gonna give you a mod. Sorry. So yeah, he just has this like he has this need for, you know, he's a human being, right? So there's this like social need that he has that he can't get in his real life for some reason. I assume it's because he's a fucking awful person in some way, right? And so he does this weird online shenanigans, but it's like he, you know what he could have done? You know what he could have easily done? Which is why I think there's something kind of like malicious about his intent in a weird way, right? Because, like, he clearly wants to be a part of the detractors or whatever in some sort of way, right? Yeah, no, Ludwig, he's like, for sure, like, that shit he says about going to the gym and stuff, like, no way, dude. Because you go to the gym, right? Like, if you're benching like like 2 plates on each side, you know, and you're committing to that, like you have some level of like discipline, right? Generally, like you don't expect them to behave like he is, right? Like I don't know if that's presumptuous of me to say, right? But I get the feeling that he's just like all talk and he's some sort of like twig boy. I that's what I get. Like I don't know, you know. For some reason, my brain's telling me he's not like some obese dude. For some reason, my brain's telling me that. I don't know why. Maybe it's like some sort of intuition. But yeah. And Webby, yeah. So I mean, look, I'm not gonna say gym people are morons. Everybody needs to exercise, right? Your mental health. A lot of it is predicated on you not sitting on your fucking computer for 12 hours a day doing nothing but that and not getting any exercise. Like you're like there's evidence that your brain actually will like lose mass. It'll shrink in some sort of way, you know. So I absolutely recommend that everyone gets exercise, whether that's going to the gym or fucking walking outside or doing anything. Amberlyn wants to be fat. You are not a doctor. How do you know that? How do you know that? You don't know that. So anyway, you don't know what my job is. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Amberlyn wants to be fat. Amberlyn is fat. She doesn't want to be fat. She wants to be skinny. So anyway, and hey, you can look that up. That's not, I'm not making shit up. Okay. But yeah. So yeah, but people who go to the gym aren't inherently like bad or whatever. If anything, like going to the gym frequently shows you that you have discipline, which is a core characteristic of succeeding in life, I think. But anyway, sorry, tangent again. But yeah, I think OIC is OIC is full of shit, to be honest. I really do. Yeah, whatever, fuck that guy. So anyway, let's see. So I guess we'll So I'm trying to figure out like how I want to like go through this, because it's not necessarily any kind of meaningful order. Meaningful. I guess we can look over the leaks. The thing is that the leaks, right? Like dozens of people have commented on on the leaks at this point, right? So I'm just gonna give my input, I guess. I don't know. You know, I'm just another dude. I'm just another dude. Okay. You don't need a math degree to do any of this shit. But so with DSP's banking info that we have gotten, can we? Oh, hey, Exist Logic, you bring up a great point. And yes, we can. And yes, I actually did that already. So that's a great segue. Let's do that first. So first thing, when you as part of my month in review videos, which I have to start working on this month coming up, but so the month in review videos, they look at here, let me full screen this. So they're looking at 3 things, right? They're looking at YouTube income, which is in the red. You've got Patreon income in the green. You've got tips in the purple here, right? And there's still another 4 streaming days. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. So tips have there's a disparity here now, but there's 4 more days for it to go up. There's 4 more days for OIC to make up the difference here. Got a ways to go, buddy. Webbywood, CPM is a measurement of how much Phil makes from ads, like video ads. So Phil's always been making money off of YouTube, and now with these leaks, we can kind of quantify that a little bit. So let's see. And by the way, I want to point this out since I have people here. When you're in the spreadsheet, right? When you're in the spreadsheet, you're always anonymous, like 100% of the time. It doesn't matter if you go in an incognito. I would say go in an incognito window to any fucking random website you go to, probably. But I don't get anything when you're here. I see like a circle here. I wish there was a. Hang on. Here, let me log in another browser. Maybe it'll pop. There it is. Okay. So I logged into here from another browser. And this is how people in here will show up. Anonymous something. Yeah, like that. And you'll always populate like this. I have no way of interfacing with you at all, like at all. Okay, so when you're in here, you're safe. You can see me when I'm in here. It'll show like my picture here. So that means I'm doing something autistic in here. But yeah, so just keep that in mind. I don't get any of your info. I don't want any of your info. For the love of God, don't give me any of your info. Okay, so with that out of the way, so let's talk about this whole CPM thing. You know, if anyone has any like questions about how to about any of this crap, because there's a lot of this, please feel free to ask. And I'm trying to pay attention to the chat while I talk about it. So let's see. So we'll do. Here. So oh yeah. So if you want to like mess with stuff here, you want to like say, oh hey, how many Apple iTunes did he do in March or whatever. This is like any Excel sheet for the most part, right? So so the way you do that is you go to data, you hit filter views, and you say create new filter view. So you do it like this, and then this black bar is going to show up, and then you can just mess with this. Okay, you can filter it however you want, whatever you're looking for. You can sort it however you want. So going over the CPM thing, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to sort by payee. Clear this out because we only want one thing. We want Google. Sorry, my talk button's control, so I'm screwing up the zoom on this. Sorry. Yeah, Insomniac. So I'm the only one who can actually like change stuff on it. So yeah, go in there, go crazy. Do whatever you want. You're all good. Please do. Okay, so the leaks go back to March 2020. So we've got a total of what 18 months, like exactly. Well, 18 and a half because we have part of September too. So DSP, his first like super chat and membership money, they came in here in June. So it got activated in May and it came in June. So you can see there's like a big jump here. That's because prior to that, which is all these guys, this was all ad money. Yep. Yeah, no worries. So yeah, what this allows us to do is to calculate how much he earns from ads, because if you recall, I was basically assigning a like 1 CPM. So 1 CPM means every 1,000 video views he gets $1. So if someone had 1 million video views, they'd have what, $1,000, right? But that was a low estimate, and I made it very clear that was a low estimate. My deal is, when it comes to DSP, I'm trying to, if I have to choose between overestimating and underestimating, I will underestimate 9 times out of 10 if possible, because I don't want to be in a situation where he goes like, oh my God, he said I make 3,000 and look, I only made 2,000. And then DSP's thing is he tries to discredit you by targeting one, like, so if you present 5 things and one of them is incorrect, he'll target that, and just like he tries to use that to basically shatter your entire, basically make you someone who's not trustworthy. I assume that's some sort of fallacy, maybe straw man, right? So that's what he goes for. And so like, but now we have objective data, because the way, all we got to do to calculate this is we go to a website that tracks his views, right? Yeah, God damn it, nugget of truth. So we have his view count, and we have how much he got paid. Boom, right? Now we've got a CPM. And one thing about video ads, okay, so super chats, memberships, YouTube will take a 30% cut. So if someone super chats $100, he gets $70, YouTube gets $30, and then he will have to pay tax on that $70, right? Down the line. But like for this, for video ads, there's nothing like that. Okay, all that is factored into the CPM. It's like a nice, easy, very easy calculation. So we've got this. I've actually done this. I did this earlier today, believe it or not. So let's look at what his CPM actually is now, right? So go ahead and expand this guy. So here's what we're at. Okay, so remember there's a 1 month lag time. Okay, so if he got paid in March, this is yeah, but so if he gets paid in March, that is what he earned for February. So everything's like delayed by a month. Yeah. So here's where we're at. So COVID hits real hard around lockdowns and shit happen around what March, April, around here. And then just look at what happens to his CPM after the fact. Like that's a goddamn big change, Unfortunately, I only have, a couple months worth of data prior to this insane change here, but yeah, so if you look at the money, because his views for the most part, they don't change like a ton, So his lowest viewed, it's going down and down and down. That's a nice, very nice little trend line right here, just right down the middle. I like it. Huh. I didn't realize he's like easily pulling like 1,000,019. Okay, anyway, sorry. So yeah, his top end of the range is like what, 1 mil, and his lower end of the range, prior to this area is like what, like around 800, 750 to 800. So, but anyway, looking at his, yeah, that's right, Steve. So, looking at the CPM here. Like, these are pure numbers. Like, Monday Dave. Yeah, I could do that. So if we, sorry. And guys, again, this is my first stream. I don't think I plan on streaming routinely. I don't do anything particularly interesting, but I wanted to communicate this with some sort of audience feedback because I don't know everything. I wasn't here around all the time and I miss shit all the time. So having a lot of people who are more familiar with maybe certain niche parts of it is very helpful. So thank you for that. So the lowest CPM we have on him is his payout in March, which means it was from February. So his CPM is 1.20. So you can, yeah, all right. So his lowest CPM is 1.20. This is February 2020's numbers. And on let's say right here. So April 2021, that's his highest CPM. It's 3.85. 3.85. So how much of a change is that? Let's see. So we're looking at like a 320% increase from his lowest CPM, right? And so is the CPM in line with the? Yeah, that's a good question actually. I always ignore that. That's an excellent question. KWO, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Where do they give it here? Here we go. 0.25 to 4. 0.25 to 4. Huh. Yeah. Technically it is within the range. Yes. But yeah, the lower end of that range is pretty damn low. 0.25. I read somewhere that the average because the CPM is going to vary depending on what country you're in, right? So certain countries, and depending on the time of the year and all the stuff, right, it's going to determine your CPM. So, like if we look here, generally speaking, as far as I'm aware, around Christmas time, your CPM is gonna increase because like there's more advertisers looking to sell shit on Christmas Day, Black Friday, I don't know, something like that. So CPM will generally trend up going into the holiday season and then drop off like in January, which is what we see here, right? So, but yeah, I'm not seeing any CPM lower than 1. 1.2 is the lowest I have. Oh, actually, no, I'm wrong. Sorry. 1.06. My bad. I don't know if anyone noticed that was yelling at me, but 1.06. So, nothing below 1.00. That's like the low end of the range. And since COVID, it hasn't touched that again, right? So 1.06 April. For April of 2020, for April 2021, fucking 3.85. Like, for the love of God, dude, right? So yeah, with that being said, okay, one thing that people noticed was when my, where is it here? So when the numbers came out, shouldn't it impact? Lark owns, he has disabled comments and his algo standing is crap. Shouldn't it? I don't know. That's a good question, like, you would think so, right? But I mean, my uneducated thought is that he's he's just got so much shit out there. It's like a like some sort of like carpet bombing type of deal. And you know, when there's this thought, and I don't know how true it is, but you know, I remember seeing people talk about it, where it's like, okay, you know, COVID's, you know, gotten more under control, I guess. Like basically things, COVID, no COVID, things are opening up more, which means people go out more, which means that people watch streams less. So presumably it may decrease. Although one would imagine, right? One would imagine that, like, because CPM it's a ratio, right? It's a ratio of dollar per view. So theoretically, like, if his view count went down, his CPM should theoretically be the same. He just gets half the money. So if he gets half the views, he gets half the money. His CPM's like hasn't changed. It's a ratio, right? So so he might just get less money, but the CPM itself, like dollar per dollar, is, yeah. Based on these numbers, how much does he actually make a year? Well, the year's still young. We don't know how much money OIC is willing to throw at him moving forward, you know. But donor subscriber numbers, influence ability. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because, like, you know, you've got ads targeted for specific demographics, I assume, right? You've got like kid ads. You've got, but yeah, so like those toy channels, like you know, those little baby channels. I think those have the highest CPM, like dollar for dollar, because they're the most advertiser friendly. So they get the best ads, they get the most ads, something to that effect, right? But yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but yeah. So yeah, to answer your question, you know, if we, okay, so before I rambled off like a fucking god, so all right. I changed the CPM calculation to 2.2. That's where I was trying to get at with that long-ass rambling, okay? I took the average of everything. I did it the most basic bitch way possible. I took the average CPM, and then that's it. I got like 2.24, so 2.2. There you go, okay? So his ad revenue, as per my calculation, effectively doubled. And I'm still technically, I'm going to say this. You got me on record saying this. I'm still lowballing it. I'm still lowballing it. 2.2, that's a lowball still, considering where he's been. Okay, so I think I'm being generous enough with this. Yeah. So, but unfortunately, starting in June, we don't really, like, I can kind of guess, maybe. I can kind of guess, but I can't perfectly guess. And I have an issue when I have like total precision going up to it, and then it's like not as precise here, you know. So anyway, I think 2.2 is reasonable. With that in mind now, you know, the numbers change, right? The numbers change now, and so if we look at kind of the new numbers here, right? I mean, I guess we can just take the average here, right? Is this 6 months yet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Let's take the last 4 and multiply it by 3. That's fair, right? Let's do that. I don't know if this is fair. I don't know if this shit right here is fair. Let's use a. Here, I'll use like 10,000. Let's say this is 10,000. I think that's fair. Okay, let's do that. So that's what we get. So about 130K. This is a pre-tax. Okay, and there's some maths that I'll give you guys the scoop. Okay, I'll give you guys the scoop right here, because I typed this all out, and I was gonna put it in my video. Like, I'm still gonna make the video, but these damn leaks, like, not only did they consume more of my time, but I have to change my numbers now, obviously, because I've got more stuff here. So let's see, what the hell did I do with it? I put it here somewhere. Sorry, let me find it. Oh, here we go. Cool. This thread doesn't move at all, so, you know, it's a math thread. It's boring. So, okay. All right. So I typed it. I typed a lot of shit, but I basically calculated his tax, because this dude here, this guy, bless his heart, he tried to like give a tax rate, of he said 36%, and I said yo. Okay, that seems very suspicious for someone earning low six figures. Okay, 36% is like up there. Okay, and so he plugged Phil's numbers into, he said 125K per year, reasonable like guess on gross income, and it just spit out like a number, for his tax. What did it come out to? What was this 727? All right, so this rando calculator gave a 27. Okay. Now the thing is that his taxes are a lot more complicated than that, right? So, and I very, very much apologize if this is super boring math shit talk. Okay, this is the stuff that makes me like excited, right? So, but you know what you're getting into, right? It's me. So anyway, so he's liable for three annual tax payments. Okay, so three. Okay, there's three taxes that he's affected by in terms of his income, right? So these are progressive taxes, basically, right? So I guess I'll just read through this and I'll explain it as I go, right? So the three taxes here are thus, okay? So he's got federal self-employment tax, okay? So for you guys who work in the U.S., right? When you get your paycheck, there's going to be a part of it that says like SSI/Medicare, and generally it's going to be eating something like 7.65%, I want to say, right? So for every dollar you earn, there's other taxes obviously, right? But like 7.65%, I believe, is getting taken out of your check, right? And that's going to basically Social Security. It's a Social Security tax. Yeah. 1099's taxes suck. Exactly. Platty. Yep. And that's what this is. That's why his taxes are a little bit more complicated than your standard, like, oh, I'm single and I work at Marshall's, and like you can do those taxes in 10 minutes, I swear to God. But yeah. so yeah. And then there's federal income tax. So federal income tax that's what like your average. This is what like you and me pay. You and me meaning you and me in the United States, right? So that's this stuff. So this is a progressive, tax rate, right? Based on your earned income. So it climbs as you earn more money. And this is good. This is what we want in society, right? And so he's liable for this too, right? Because he's operating as a couple entities, right? He's a business. He earns what they call pass-through income. He's a sole proprietorship. That's the most simple business structure that he can be, and he presumably did it out of pure laziness. And this has been brought up before. Okay, there's a couple different. Sorry, I swear to God, I keep going on tangents. I'll try to make this one quick, but you can structure your business in a couple different ways, right? You can be a sole proprietorship, you can be a partnership if you go in with another person, and you can be a corporation. And there's different types of corporations, right? And I looked into this because I'm fucking autistic, I swear to God. But like, if he structured his business as like an S corp instead of a sole proprietorship, he could be saving actual thousands of dollars every year on taxes, because there's Washington State is very business friendly for the most part, and he can save money from his federal taxes by having his business structured as an S corp, right? It takes some work to do that, and you have to pay a little bit to do that up front. Like you have to pay to the state of Washington and all this stuff, but that can't even be on his radar. Like, he can't be, right? Like, I think he became a sole proprietorship. Like, my lore might be wrong, okay? Because I've only been in the vortex for, I want to say, like 3-4 years now, something like that. So, like, I wasn't here when Leanna was here, when Panda Lee was here. I was here. I came in between that and Cat. Actually, I came here like right after Cat, and I don't mean the wedding Cat, because I was listening to Tevin's stream when that actually happened. I remember I was on a walk during lunch break at work. I was laughing my ass off. You have to give DSP how much he would sit. Yeah, right. But anyway, sorry. So yeah. Anyway, like, I think what happened was, I think this is why he bitches about his tax attorney or whatever, because what presumably happened was he didn't exist as like a business. He was just like a dude, right? And I think that's why he nailed. Hey Lark, yeah, definitely, man. Thanks for coming out. I really appreciate it. Holy shit, I got 100 viewers. You guys are the shit, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, he was just some guy, and he basically was like, he didn't file as a business, and so he got nailed with all these back taxes because he earned all this fucking income as a business, and he didn't pay. What didn't he pay? He didn't pay this one. This one here. Not all of it, you fuck. This one here. Yeah. Because this is like, you as an employee will pay this. Your employer, Marshalls, in my hypothetical, pay 7.65% to the federal government. I pay 7.65% to the federal government. That combined pays for this. So your employer pays for half of this. Now, if I collect a bunch of tips, you know, or whatever, and like, I don't file as a business. I file as a guy who just has money from somewhere. I don't know, right? Then, like, I assume he paid this. I assume he did. Maybe he didn't. But yeah, this for sure. Right here, this is what he got nailed with, like, prior to structuring as a business, I assume. Yeah. And this here, I think, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. But no. I have to be. Yeah, because he bitches about this all the time. He moved to Washington with the assumption that there was no tax, and there is no state income tax. That is correct. However, they have this funny little tax called Washington State B&O tax, which is basically any business operating in Washington State pays this tax. And the tax will be anywhere from, I want to say, 0.5 to 1.5% of what? Of gross receipts. Okay, not net income, gross receipts. So every dollar of a tip that comes in, he pays us. Okay, and what is this? It's 1.5%. 1.5% of all gross receipts, which means if he gets tipped $100,000, right? Assuming he claims all that, then he pays $1,500 in this specific tax. I got nailed by B&O's tax attorney. Yeah. All right, thanks, Doc. Explain. Appreciate it. So yeah. All right, I gotta move on. I'm sorry for rambling. Okay, so a couple assumptions here. He married filing separately. He said this. Guy with two names. Yes, it's gross. Yep, it is gross. Yes, gross in more ways than one. So he files his federal income as married filed separately. He said this on stream, which is good for me because I don't have to include her ass in this shit at all, which is good. And I calculated his net for this. This was, I posted this September. Oh, holy shit! It's 2 weeks ago. Time sure flies. So I calculated it to $128,000 per year. So that's $10,667 per month. All right. For his deduction, I put him using the standard deduction. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't use the standard deduction. He probably itemizes, but the standard deduction is the lowest because you pick the best of the two. So the standard deduction you get by default. So if he itemizes, he'll get more than what I calculated. So again, this is a little bit of a low ball, maybe. I don't know. So for the standard deduction, it's going to be like, this is going to affect his AGI. AGI is going to be used down there, adjustable gross income. But basically, taxable income minus the standard deduction, which is $12,500, I believe, is his AGI. Okay, and that's going to be important when I give you the numbers down there. Okay, so let's see. So the taxes, yeah, he probably itemizes, right? So the taxes based on his gross earnings, okay, 1.5%. So based on $128,000 per year, he would pay $1,920 per year. 160. Okay, so you listen to him, right? Assuming you guys listen to him on Dark Dave or whatever, right? You listen to him and he's like, I gotta pay. He lists everything. Oh, I gotta pay state tax. I gotta pay right? Like his state taxes His state taxes, like, that he pays on his income is $160 per month. That's how much he would have to save out of each, like, when he gets this, when he gets, like, this shit, this $10,000, he would need to save $160 of that to pay his state taxes. Yeah? It's like nothing compared to his other expenses, which we'll also look at. So, like, it's just like, okay, you know, presumably, maybe presumably, I don't even know, because like when we look here, like let's see what he pays the state of Washington, right? So let's see. Okay, so so this here, like this big chunk, cause like I think he like owes them money, doesn't like for past shit, right? Like he's not just okay, like an intelligent person, right? They pay their bills, they pay their taxes, and then everything's just like, oh, I earned 10,000. I need 160 for B&O tax. I need this much for federal income tax. I need this much for my self-employment tax. Yeah. And so, yeah, guy with two names. The initial tax saga was for about 14K in taxes. Okay, so that number, I don't know. I'm not even gonna speculate on that number. Hey, Sunspot, what's up? Let me give you mod. So, like, yeah, I'm not gonna particularly speculate on that whole tax thing. Like in terms of like 14,000 or whatever. Didn't he earn like a way less amount than that? And he was like, oh, I guess it's okay. But like, but yeah, he's paying back taxes on his federal, and I'll show you that. But state of Washington, because remember he was complaining about his, my tax attorney screwed me up. I moved to Washington, and I didn't know I was a business, I guess, and right? And you know by the way, another tangent, super quick. This B&O tax, way lower than, like, if you went to, like, California or something, or any other state, like, with actual taxes on businesses, he would have been, like, so he complains about, like, the fact, like, he chose to move to Washington because presumably he thought he would be making more money or something, right? Because God knows he doesn't go out. So I don't know what he has to gain for being in Washington, besides looking like a big boy with his own big house. But, like, I'm gonna say it now. He's saving money there anyway compared to the business climate in most other states. 1.5% of gross it's 1.5%. Like, there's a lot more predatory business taxes in other states. I'm just gonna tell you right now. So when he bitches about that, it's like irritating. Yeah. How much of this? Like, yeah, that's a good question. Like fees and like interest and stuff. I'm not sure, but I will say that. This big ass chunk here, I don't know if he had any like state tax begathons or any of that type of thing here, but I'm gonna make an assumption that a lot of this was going towards like paying what he owed that he failed to pay before. Yeah. Let's see. What are the days between? Yeah, so these are quarterly for the most part. I don't know why there's two. I'm really curious about why there's two in the same month on all these, right? Yeah, two. These come in pairs. I don't know what the hell this is about. He's like, I'll pay you next month. No, I'll pay the month after that. Yeah, but the rest of these come in like pairs for the most part. Yeah. Cost of living is higher. Yeah. I mean, his house is literally greater than double in equity. So I don't know, you know. But yeah. So yeah, I don't know. If he's paying these quarterly, then that kind of adds up. Again, I don't know why he's paying it twice. That seems a little weird. It seems a little bit weird. Like when I pay my property tax, I pay it in one thing twice a year. You know, it's every half a year. Just pay off your bill, nice and easy. So, but yeah, a lot of this stuff is kind of weird. So if we look at like a federal. All right, so here's the Internal Revenue Service, our great friends, and yo, you guys see this? You guys see this right here? You know, like Bro. Like, I didn't get that shit. Oh, man. But, anyway. So, like, his expenses kind of further down the line. Anytime you see a 500, it's back tax payment from 2018. When he says, oh, I have to pay my back taxes, this is what he means. 500 a month. Given his home's equity, do you think DSP will ever get tricked into a reverse... Shit. Will he get tricked into a reverse mortgage? I don't know. Does he watch TV? Sees that literally the only people who get reverse mortgages are like on death's door. Yeah, right there. Guess where that went? Where do you guys think that went? I'm sure it went into a like an IRA. It went into an IRA, got invested into like a general fund. No, it went to you know where. So. Oh, man. Anyway, just to say this, right? The stim check was based. Okay, the stim check was based on the prior year, right? The prior year's income. So he's definitely using. Yep, username hit it right there. Ding, ding, ding. Right. So what this tells us is that he's claiming his microtransactions as business expenses to reduce his taxable income. Once his taxable income is below the threshold, you know, Uncle Joe gives him a little present right here. Yep. Did he say that, KWO, that he never got it? Look, like I'm tuning in and out of these things, and I have a bad memory, but that's, yeah. I mean, well, he lies about everything. But if he's like, oh, I never got a stimulus check, you know, then he's full of shit. Yeah. We should find, if he said that, that'd be a good one of those, like, you know, clip things, like a 20-second clip of him lying to himself. So yeah, the bankruptcy hearing. Yeah, the bankruptcy hearing, or the bankruptcy in general, right? As we know, hang on, I have this somewhere. Here, let me find it. Right here. All right. So yeah, here's his bankruptcy form. It's been very useful for me to for calculations and stuff. So yeah, these business expenses right here. You know, oh shit, man, like, yo, imagine, just imagine a reality in which that we were able to pull deeper, because I think we hit as far as we can go in terms of the data, right, from his bank account. I think we hit like the max of that, or the furthest back we can go, unfortunately, which is May 2020. But imagine we can look back to these dates here, 2019, yeah, and it's just like Apple iTunes, PayPal, Apple iTunes, PayPal, Apple iTunes, PayPal. Oh, that would be so good. Yo, that would be so good. But look at this. You know, that like, you know, let's do this. I've got an idea. Hang on. We'll do this. So average is 5243, right? So he goes anywhere from 3,000. Well, let's say this 9,000 is kind of an outlier. So yeah, anywhere between 3 and 5, right? Let's see. All right, 3 and 5. Okay, and I've still got some that need review, but this should be pretty accurate for the most part. So microtransactions, 13. 4,000. That kind of falls within the range. So we're looking for a range of 3 to 5, and this is kind of a foolhardy thing anyway, because like he's got to be like impulsive driven. Yo, Proper's here, sub. All right. So when the hearing happened, I thought the only way to get this without W was for him to say he bought. No logic. No. So what he was definitely doing was these guys here. This, yeah, business expense, right here. What's this? $199. That's like a double pack, right? I think a normal pack's $99.99. Like, this has got to be a lot of JPEGs. This one, business expense. It was necessary, a necessary business expense. all these here. If you guys saw my, you guys saw this one, right? This nice chunk. No. Right here. This yummy chunk. Yeah. Was this his birthday? I think someone on Kiwi Farms told me this was his birthday. 4/6. Does anyone know? It's 4/6, right? It's around here. I mean, his birthday's a week. It's an extravaganza. So regardless, right? So if we look at 4/6 by itself, this one day, yeah, what are we at? Sum $2,500. $2,500 one day. Is that his birthday? Fat backwards. Happy birthday to you. Happy goddamn birthday, DSP. $2,500 fucking dollars to a mobile game. Can you imagine? I hope it's not only his birthday, it was a Hulk Hogan event. Happy fucking birthday, DSP. And happy birthday to you, Jax Rexer. I hope your used Nissan fucking Ultima from 1995 is getting you where you need to be. Okay? Hope it's getting you where you need to be. Holy shit, dude. This is unreal. Do we know how often he transfers? Yeah, username. So he has something of a predictable schedule. Something of a predictable schedule. So I'll show you. Let's see. How do I? So I don't see a link posted. I assume that YouTube blocks links or something. Is there a way for me to see where that would have gone? I am extremely unprofessional, so I apologize for that. But that would be a good clip to watch here. But in the meantime, let's see. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so this is only credit, so this is only money received. So if we look for like a pattern, right? I identified a pattern, and Insomniac, I'm unable to see it. Are you able to post the if it's like a YouTube link? Maybe you can post the part like shit. What am I saying? It's like youtube.com/something. You know, like that part. I have no idea how to do that. Apologies. But yeah. So here's the pattern, right? His mortgage is due on the 15th. He's got a couple miscellaneous bills coming up on the 20th. His back taxes are on the 20th. Okay, so this is a Twitch era still. Okay, this is March of 2020. We're at the very end. Oh, do I? Let me see. Here. Insomniac, I gave you mod. Try posting it now. But yeah, so let's see. So yeah, he pulls from his PayPal, like he pulls from his PayPal like a couple days before the like the big bills are due, the mortgage, right? And so I'm using this as kind of like a surrogate for what his Twitch payment was. His Twitch payment was more than this, I guarantee you. Especially when OIC was like gifting 100 billion like memberships or whatever. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 3. All right, let's take a look. Let's turn this off. All right. 120, 131.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm
Jesus.
back. Sorry about that. Welcome to the stream. Yes, I sound congested. The reason I sound congested is allergies.
Because you're a pig.
So you Tinker sent did a 100-bit cheer and said, "What?
What?
I don't even know what the hell that means. I'm just gonna keep going.
Try reading it out.
Game Show did a 100-bit cheer and asked, did I get a stimulus check? I've already told everyone I'm not getting a stimulus check. And Ryan tipped $1.30 and said we did.
Huh. April 15, 2020. Huh. April 15, 2020. Okay. So, he presumably didn't get a stim check on the initial wave of stim checks. Because this one that came out here in March was like, what was this, a third one, maybe? So he technically wasn't lying at that time. Now, I don't know if I went to PigPig-Go and looked up stimulus if it would tell me anything interesting. Is that cat stimmy? No, no way. Because, well, is that cat stimmy? Well, here's the thing. Like, it was direct deposited into his bank account from the IRS. So, so basically, well, unless she set his bank account, she's clearly got her own bank account. Guy with two names, they could share bank. Yeah. Do you think they would share this bank account? This one? This one here? This bank account? You think it would be a good idea for DSP to share this bank account with Kat? This one here? I don't know, man. Seems a little risky. Not gonna lie, a little bit risky. But yeah, if he, I don't know if like they require her to. Yeah, Platty's got a point. Cause like her money, like her money from her work, that's not going into his bank account. That's going into her bank account. We don't see her money. I mean, unless we do. I don't think we do, right? Here, let me resort this. Honey, what's with all these 1651 charges? Well, gee, honey, it's for gaming stuff. You wouldn't understand. You're not a gamer like me. Ugh. Fucking hell. Yeah. There's no like usual frequency with these, is there? Let's see. Let's see. December 31st, 2020.
About the stimulus checks. All right. Number one, I don't know if I'm getting one. I know my wife is definitely going to get one. I don't know if I'm getting one. Number two, if I get it, great. It's going to end up going to something responsible like taxes. In fact, in the month of January, I have to pay my quarterly tax payment for the state. That's where the money's going. Number two, if I get it, great. It's going to end up going to something responsible like taxes. In fact, in the month of
it's going to end up going to something responsible like taxes.
January, I have to pay my quarterly tax payment for the state. That's where the money's going.
Oh, okay. Let's see. What happened in January, Phil? Okay. You know, he must have been talking about this must have been like the second stim, maybe? No. I don't know. If I recall right, the stim you had like a pretty nice window for when they first announced it. So I guess I was made on the assumption that he'd file it No, wait, no, you didn't have to file for it, you dumbass. It was given automatically based on your tax return. So, hmm. Well, hang on. Well, for argument's sake, let's look at when the stimmy came in and see what happened around that time. So we're going to take the actual date of the equation. Oh, my quarterly blah, blah, blah is coming up. Like, no, let's see what happened with the stim check in real time. It was like around here, right? There it is. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, interesting. Okay, so it comes in on 3/24. Phil wakes up bright and early at 11 o'clock on the next day, March 25th. What day is that? March 25th. Ah, yes, March 25th. I remember it like it was several months ago. Thursday, March 25th. I woke up to see a change in my bank account. $1,400 from the federal government. Of my money, they gave it back to me. I think this calls for some spending on WWE champions. $199. Gotta get that tax in there. 2/20/19. That's a good one. Oh, Fred Meyer. This must have been a day off. Hey, honey, check out my bank account. I got $1,400 dues. Did you? Yes, honey, I did. Wait, why does she have a deeper voice in him? And then, oh, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Brother. Hey, look, on the 26th, he did a Mexican food followed by a DoorDash. Or maybe he did a DoorDash followed by a Mexican food. Sick, dude. That's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool dude, you know. I like it. Oh, brother. Okay, well, he got a stimmy. I don't know if he ever referenced this particular stimmy. That single sound good. Sound good? All right. Okay then. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that stimmy went straight into the void. But hopefully you got a gold star something or other. I don't know. Man. Okay, so sorry, I went on another tangent again. I don't even know what I was doing. I guess let's get into the actual expenses. Sounds good to me. So, okay. So with this now, right? We have his expenses. Now, I actually I have a hidden sheet somewhere. What did I do with it? Hang on. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I have a did these leaks prove if he really did fake when he got that last Twitch payment? Okay, Mr. High Breezy. Yeah, so here's the issue, okay? And this is important. This is important in the kind of in the context of these, right? So his YouTube payment, it goes directly to his bank account. His Patreon, I can't tell. It seems like it doesn't. It seems like, and this is related to Twitch, I guarantee you, like after reviewing this whole thing, I guarantee you that his Twitch payment was going into his PayPal account, like 100%. I guarantee it. And the way I know that is, where is it? Here. So, like, let's take February 2021 for example, like this year, right? So if we look at February 12, 2021, he did a withdrawal to his bank account, presumably from his PayPal account. I think Twitch and Patreon go to PayPal. YouTube doesn't pay. Yeah, username. I think you're right. Yeah. So you know, on February 12th, he had a withdrawal into his bank account of $5,264.81. Yeah. That's a very specific number now that I now that I look at it. Cause like, cause hey, big ups to N Factor. Because when I withdraw money, like when I move money around, right? Cause for me, like, long and the short of it is, me and my wife's paychecks, right? Most of it goes into a shared, like a joint account. Like it's a savings account that has a relatively high interest rate. So it's a high yield savings account, right? So that our money can build like a nickel instead of a penny, you know, in a year. And what I do is I withdraw from that account into my like checking account to pay my bills, right? But when I withdraw the money, I withdraw like a flat amount because I'm a human being, right? I withdraw like, oh, I need to pay the mortgage, I need to pay this, and this is coming up, whatever. Like, I have it planned ahead of time, and I withdraw, whatever, 5,000, 6,000, 7, like it's like a 0.00 number. And Dave being a huge autist, I thought he'd be the same, but like, but like, uh, but like, what the hell's with this weird whack ass number? That makes me think more. That makes me kind of lean more that maybe perhaps somehow it's like going through PayPal into his bank account. He can do that automatically, right? Maybe this is. I don't know, man. That's really weird. Like, I'm not the only one who does that, right? You guys who move money around for whatever reason, do you like do flat amounts too, or do you do like fucking 5264.81? What the hell, man? Alternatively, though, I will offer this. It could be the case that his bank account was like 10,000, something something, and he took this much out of it to make it like make it a flat number, like on the other side, right? So make his PayPal be a flat number. Does he leave any money in his PayPal account? Because like, yeah, flat, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Insomniac, is it the case that he's just withdrawing literally 100% of what's in there? Yeah. Which, if that were true, that would reflect his Twitch payment because he's just withdrawing all of it at the same time. Huh. Plus some other money that. Yeah, N factor. Yeah, that's you make sense. Yeah, you make sense. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the chargebacks put him in the negative. If he had money in his PayPal account at any given time, he wouldn't be in the negative. Yeah. So, okay. Because yeah, the way I flagged this was like manual transfer exact amount is unknown, which is technically true because this is tertiary information. This isn't primary information. Like we're not seeing the deposit from Twitch, but this would be a decent like surrogate, I guess. So yeah, I mean let's see, when did he get departnered? Let's see his last Twitch payment. I'm curious now. Well, I guess his last Twitch payment wouldn't have included, like, he was complaining about that, right? Like, funnily enough, right? Another tangent. Funnily enough, where was it? Here. So I'm pretty sure this was his last quote unquote Twitch payment. Yeah. And like he got paid a good amount still for all the crying he did. He still got a pretty damn good amount in my opinion. 4K? Shit, man. I'll take it. Maybe June? I don't know. I don't think so. I think June he started getting his YouTube money. Like his super chat YouTube money, yeah. So So yeah. So yeah, he's making a good amount on Twitch. Again, it's not technically primary information, but it's close enough. And so yeah, but yeah, there's some like kind of random pull-ins. I don't really know what this shit's about. Like, I don't know why he wouldn't just pull in what he would suspect he'd need, like just one time, like once a month. Like, hey, I'm gonna need 7,000 to cover all expenses this month. Pull 7,000. Yeah. I don't know, man. Makes sense to me. But then I guess you can't really account for the JPEG pulls, right? Because like that's kind of spontaneous. If like you're having a manic episode or something, you might want to pull like, oh, like here. Oh yeah, I'm feeling a way. I'm feeling a certain way today. Let's do fucking 200. No wait, no, there's more. God damn, it never ends, does it? Oh Jesus. Okay, let's do 400 almost dollars in pulls. Great, good. Oh Jesus, what happened here? This is a bloodbath. We got a bloodbath right here, fucking 524. Holy shit. Oh well. But yeah, let's actually look at the expenses now. So I'm gonna play. Okay, so my expenses video. I hype it up, hype, whatever. I rendered some of it because someone on Kiwi Farms was asking, and I thought it'd be easier to just render what I worked on than to like type another goddamn wall of text. Oh yeah, we gotta look at this. I'll come back to this. Okay, I'll come back to this very soon. But before I forget. So like so I rendered out the first like the interesting part, the expenses part. And my source for this was the bankruptcy. So I want you to, I'm gonna like show you what you need to pay attention to in this. Okay, so so it's gonna be like this. I have it divided into fixed expenses and what do you call it? Variable expenses. Yeah. And so here's the part that I want you guys to pay attention to. So it's going to list the bill, the supposed bill here. It's going to be the due date of the bill, and it's going to be the amount of the bill that either I know or I'm estimating. And this is based on the bankruptcy data. It's based on this. Well, not this spot, but up there somewhere. And so this information is based on what he self-reported on his bankruptcy, which I don't remember. I think it's mostly accurate, but now we have exact numbers. So what's going to happen is when the bill gets listed, it's going to show where it got listed on the bankruptcy. Yeah. So keep that in mind. There's going to be shit populating down here, and it's going to like reflect here. So I'll just play this out. It's super short. It's like almost 2 minutes. That's it.
Have to talk too much about it, but it's about paying my mortgage tomorrow. It's about paying my back tax payment due in 5 days. Coming up in about, let's see, about 4 days, I got 2 big payments that need to clear, including my condo dues here and the internet bill. Then within 5 days of that is my mortgage payment. All the funds that have been coming in are going towards many different bills. Like I told you guys, just this last week, I paid my car payment, I paid my health insurance payment.
We now have one, so
Within the next week, by the end of the month, I have to make a tax payment that is due by the end of the month. And then I've got a health insurance payment coming up. And then I believe I've got a cell phone payment coming up. And then I believe we got other stuff. See what I mean?
And as a business expense for calculations. Okay, yeah. So this is another thing. But his internet, right? 200 estimated. It's more than that. And okay, after this video, I gotta show you. Okay, sorry. Okay, so these are his variable expenses. They were reported on the bankruptcy too, but these are variable.
That has not changed. I have now paid 1 utility bill. As of this morning, 1 utility bill should be clearing. I have 1 more utility bill to pay, and then I have my back taxes payment to pay.
All right, so that was gonna be like the meat of it, right? So those are his expenses and their due dates based on kind of like self-reported information. Now we got objective information, so cool. But yeah, I know. Yeah, some of these variable expenses are pretty funny. Can I just say I love you? Hey, Fat Backwards, appreciate it, man. It's from the anime Yakitate Japan. It's like an old anime. It's one of my favorites, but it's got like best soundtrack, and it doesn't get like YouTube claimed for some reason, so that's great. Anywho, what was I gonna show you? Oh yeah, his internet. Right. So I put his internet as like 200 estimated. Audio keeps cutting out every second. Is that happening to anyone else? If anyone else is having like audio issues, like post in chat. I'll try to troubleshoot if I need to. Let's see. Okay, so I was gonna look at his internet thing. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Okay, so let's look at he uses Comcast. Hey, I love you too, man. I hope you're talking to me. And if not, I love you anyway. So okay. So if you look at his, so he uses Comcast, right? Um, it was like really you look at this on like the surface, and you look at this on the surface and it's like what the hell? And oh yeah, it makes sense. He pays for a standard line and a business class line. Holy shit. Like he pays for both of these. They're not oh, hey Obey, love you too. They look at this, man. Bro, and you're complaining about lag every single day. Yeah, it's a total scam, Exist Logic. Yeah? Like, he doesn't utilize it in the way that it was designed for. Like, it was designed for, presumably, hey, I'm running a business, like an actual business, not like a scam business, out of my house, right? And if the business go down, I'm gonna lose like $100,000 in revenue every hour. Yeah? So I'll pay your goddamn extra $120 a month for your internet. He said he had to make the second line to make the business line cheaper. Yo, did he say that, Mr. High Breezy? Fuck. Yeah, he's really stupid. Yeah, like I'm running this on a residential line. I just got unlimited data. Like you have to fucking pay Comcast an extra $25-30 a month now to get unlimited data. But I'm like, if I'm gonna do any sort of like even a one-off stream, if I don't want to get my ass handed to me, I need like unlimited data anyway. And now I don't have to worry about downloading stuff on Steam. So, but yeah, like. Yeah, and his cell phone. Yeah, and his cell phone is AT&T. He gets like a landline through Comcast, presume. So like my Comcast plan, right? I pay for internet and I have cable, like cable television, right? It's it's like one bill. It's bundled, right? So he has some sort of weird. Like, I guess the fact that it's a business class line, maybe he's billing, maybe this gets sent to, like, Burnell Enterprises, not LLC, just Burnell Enterprises or whatever, and this is, like, to Phil Burnell, yeah? But, like, look at this shit, dude. Like, what's the average here? You know? Let's see. 184 for, well, that's between two. So what's the sum of two? 369, so 370. Let's say 360. 360 a month for internet. He doesn't have cable, right? He doesn't watch TV, so he says. Yeah, username. That's right. He's just getting his ass handed to him. And when he's and the funny thing is when he goes like, what does he say? I'm trimming as there's no fat left to trim. There's no fat left to trim. I can trim. Okay, let's start trimming the fat here. $250. Let's start right here. Okay, this is like fixed cost, right? I estimated his fixed cost for his internet at 200. It's 360. Holy shit! If you want to go deeper into the tism, you look at the Comcast. Yeah. I mean, the level of service he's receiving is not super relevant to me, but it's pretty clear. Like worst case scenario, get the business class and not the standard line, right? But the weird thing is, right, on his bankruptcy, this I alluded to this in my video. Oh, this isn't the right one. Yeah. I think it's this one. Yeah, the petition. Yeah, so it says Schedule J. No. It's right at the top somewhere. Here, summary. Wait, no. Goddamn, I suck. It's gotta be this, right? Yeah, it's gotta be Schedule J, right? Yeah, here it is. Okay, so if you go through this, right, there's a couple things you expect to find on here that you kind of don't. And like one of these things is his internet. So like if you like row 6C, telephone, cell phone, internet, satellite, cable services, 0. Like I don't know if he did one revision. I don't know if this is the revised document or not, but I think the revision was something stupid like with his pet shit. You know, like boilerplate stuff, you know? So I don't think that mattered. You think he lets Cat have the password to the super specials? I don't know, man. You know, like, does he have like 2 routers? Like, what are they, sitting next to each other? There's like one upstairs, one downstairs? Wait, is that how it is? Huh. I don't know. I mean, either way, it's really stupid. So, but yeah. So, like reviewing this, right? Like his bankruptcy attorney or whatever, like Rochelle, she like just took this as like, oh yeah, he's not oh, he's not a moron. He's not incompetent. He must have filled it right. I don't think it's her job to proofread his shit, unless it is. I don't know. But yeah, just like, like this is on the wrong line. Like this. I guarantee you, this is his HOA. Like at the time, 2019. I guarantee you. So this should be whoop down here, 4D. Like, don't you learn this in kindergarten to like line up lines and stuff? Fuck. So anyway, there's only one explanation for this. So his expenses are divided into two categories, right? Because he's a business. There's homeowner expenses and business expenses. And I'll show you another thing I made while I got you guys, since you were gracious enough to show up today. It's this thing. You might have saw it in my last video. But it's some sort of autism web that I made about his expenses. And so his total expenses are divided into his household expenses and his business expenses, right? And his total expenses end up being what he reported on the bankruptcy. So he, like if you look at that that form, this one, or is it down here? Yeah. So these expenses here are just his business expenses. The other form that I just showed, that has his household expenses. So they combine in here to give his effective income, which is how he gets his bankruptcy approved. And I want to say it's got to be like around here somewhere, where you get like, hey, I'm telling the court this. This is my story, court. Okay, this is my story, and I'm sticking to it. Where is it? Yeah, right here. Yeah. Okay. So, right here. This is the nice juicy bit. Pet food. Oh no. Yeah. Okay. So, calculate your monthly expenses. This is his household monthly expenses. So he's reporting like, hey, regardless of my source of income, let's say I sold crack, but I didn't have to buy crack, so there's no business expense. Okay, and I didn't have to drive out to sell the crack. Okay, I had zero business expenses for this crack, and this crack miraculously appeared like in my house every day, right? So, like that, his business expense is subtracted by his income from selling crack. He doesn't sell crack, okay? But it gives you an income, right? This is his net income. So imagine this, right? I'm DSP. I report my income, and I make $10,000 a month, and I keep 5,000 of that. Yeah. So he's saying Burnell Enterprises produces this income for me, right? And these are his expenses. So his business expenses are already calculated into this. Okay. So his business stuff's done. I earned this after business expenses. Yeah. And here is his household monthly expenses. Your Honor, I need this to live. Okay? I need this to survive. So what is he at the end of the day? He's here, negative 35. Okay, so he's telling the court that I make negative $35 a month, all things like after all is said and done. Like you would imagine, right? Like you would imagine the court would say something to the effect of like, well, gee, Phil, maybe you can trim 37, like, it's stupid. Semantics, yeah. But yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. But you know what? To be quite honest, I'm not gonna get mad at Boomer Nancy or any of that. Like, I don't understand the nature of their job enough to really critique it. I don't know if it's their job to look into this shit. I mean, you would imagine so. But the real fault lies on his creditors. Especially that dipshit that called in and fucked it all up. Man, that dude thought he was so cool, didn't he? I don't know if any of you guys were there for the whatever it was, the 451 hearing or whatever number it was hearing. But he was like smug, cool as a cucumber, yeah? And he just fucking shat the bed. He had no idea. Citibank man, yeah, that's right, in factor. He asked the completely wrong questions. And because of that, yeah, because of that, here we are, you know. But none of his other creditors showed up. So, you know, if they want to write off a loss of $100,000, then fuck them, you know? I mean, it's not your money. So, I don't know. No way that was LSB. No way. I refuse to believe. I feel like LSB would have done better than that asshole did. Oh man. But yeah, so anyway. So sorry, getting back to this. Now, Citibank guy fell off a cliff. He deleted the VOD and just disappeared. Hopefully in shame. Shame is how I would describe it. Hey, Demeter, yeah, I actually wondered that. I wondered that like kind of just like offhand, but that doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. But OIC doesn't make a lot of sense. Fuck them. All right, so anyway, looking at my little autism web here, you know, it basically just categorizes all of his expenses that we saw reported on the bankruptcy into this. And so, you know, we have 5,000 here, and then the business expenses, that's what this hinges on. Yeah? Cuz like if after household expenses are paid, everything else is like cash money. It's money in the bank. You can do anything with it. It's disposable income. Cuz presumably you need all these things to survive. You need gas, you need entertainment, yeah? You need clothing, right? So these are necessities. Everything here. And so like what's left over, so what he earned here off of these, that's what he has left over to perhaps put into a 401k or an IRA, you know, since he's self-employed, to you know, home improvements, to go on vacations, to whatever. It's disposable income, right? At that point. And what are his business expenses? So his internet, because he didn't report it on this, we have to assume that it's on this, which wasn't public. We don't get to see that. So for some reason, we see this and we don't see this. You know what would be here? Like this, like, and by that I mean we saw this, but it wasn't itemized. So for household expenses, we saw this, right? For business expenses, we saw this. Okay? We saw this is it. This is what we get. 100 flat contract with 1 2. Yeah, and you generally, and if you pay $30 more, or you get their stupid modem, which he probably does, I'd be very surprised if he had his own router. You know, that whole scam that they do on you, you know, to pay for to lease their shit. Like he's definitely leasing their shit, right? I can't be the one who thinks that. He's definitely too stupid to set up his own router, even though it's like literally a moron can do it. But yeah, like gigabit and like gigabit fiber and unlimited data would cost him like less than $150. Unreal, right? So yeah, end factor, you're right. So basically, because we like that Citibank guy, he needed to probe this. This is the probe. If he probed this, and honestly, I'm gonna put this out there. I don't know if he probed it. If he pressed, Steve, the question is, what's the outcome of pressing that matter? Because it could have been the case that the court could, like, I don't work in this court system, so I don't know if they say like, yeah, don't worry, the courts reviewed his expenses. That's on a need to know. Like, I don't know what his creditors have access to. Do they have access to an itemized expense list? Because if they do, that's how you get them. But publicly, we got this. I don't know why we get this garbage, like for his business. I don't know. Is it like maybe trade secrets or something? And you know, we get like a nice itemized thing for his yeah, Boomer Nancy definitely didn't care. Carl. So anyway, with all that in mind, I guess we can update it now, right? So on that video, as you saw, so this is what I was working on, right? I've got like the script, like, you know, that I'm gonna have to change, but like, I also have the itemized stuff here, so I guess we can update it. I think like how's this? Oh, that's from my other video. Okay, so business expenses, yeah, that's a load of shit. So like what we can do, right, is what we can do is calculate his like his household stuff, because that was already itemized. And oh, okay. Guy with 2 names, his taxes are too difficult. His taxes are not too difficult. Let's just do this. This is okay. This is some more juicy stuff. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. Let's see. And again, I apologize for jumping around so much. That is me jumping around. Okay. All right. Let's go over this, because I think this is actually pretty interesting. Okay, so, and I'm gonna stay on this until it's done, hopefully. Okay, so taxes based on gross earnings. Remember, there's 3 taxes that are affected by his income. Washington B&O tax, gross earnings. Okay, I made assumptions. Assumption is he makes 128,000 gross. Okay. All right. So, so we've got this 1920 per year, 160 per month for B&O. And I'm not counting like what he owes or whatever. Like me, like let's say I'm a pay pig wheelchair, okay? I shouldn't be held responsible for his stupidity, for failing to pay his like I'm already not responsible for his livelihood. I shouldn't be responsible for his bad choices on top of that. Like let's say we didn't have any of the leaks or whatever, and now we know for a fact that he like, you know, throws his money to a black hole, which we already knew, by the way. But so let's just like assume that we didn't have any of that, right? He already asks us to fund his current livelihood. Why is it my fault that your tax attorney blah 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 told you bad info? You didn't do basic research? Like you can literally type Washington business tax and it'll give you a number. Like he fucked up so bad. He's so unprofessional, and that's the goddamn annoying thing about him. He's got a business and he's just completely unprofessional. So, oh man. So anyway, like, where was I? Sorry, another rant. So yeah, we're looking at this, and these numbers can be, you know, this is like, you know, this is arithmetic. You know, this isn't like algebra. This is just plug and play, man. You know, like the IRS tries to make this as easy as possible. You got to imagine, right? Like even the dumbest asshole in the in the world of the United States, they have to pay their taxes, which means they have to file them correctly. So it's in the IRS's best interest to make sure that you have some way of accomplishing that, right? Like, you know, there's some dumb business owners out there. I mean, that's technically DSP. So, all right, back to this. Okay, so we've got this number, 1920 per year. The nice thing about this is this isn't predicated on anything but his gross income. So this is like flat. The more he earns, this goes up. The less he earns, this goes down. Yeah. And so the next thing is federal self-employment tax is 90. So if we take his net earnings, let's say it's $100. Let's say he earns 100. No, that's stupid. Let's say he earns 100,000. I'm gonna make it a round number still. Okay. So out of that number, 92.35% of that is taxed at 15.3%. Okay. Let me repeat that. 92.35% of his net earnings are taxed at a 15.3% rate. Now that's up to a total amount of 142. He doesn't break 142 as far as we're aware, so this part's kind of irrelevant, but it actually stops at some point. If any of you earn 6 figures out there, what you'll notice on your check is eventually the Medicare slash SSI money, it stops. Like at some point of the year after you've broken this 142,000 number, like you stop paying for it because they stop charging you. There's like a ceiling on this number. But in his case, it doesn't really matter, so I'm not even going to factor it in. So this is going to be predicated on certain like amounts of like income. So we'll put a pin in this one, right? And then the third tax is the federal income tax. This is what the average Joe pays who doesn't run a business. Someone who works for a store or works for a company or whatever, right? So the federal income tax is a marginal rate. It's based on your net earnings. Net earnings, meaning after expenses are calculated. And it's people get this wrong all the time, okay? It's not like if I earn, okay, another tangent, super quick. Like, even when I was in school, like grad school, okay, people still didn't understand this. Like, I had a lady, I had a colleague, right? she like, let me give you an example of how she framed a question to me. She said, okay, I earned, she said, okay, I earned 40, let's say I earned $45,000 net, right? So what she tells me is I need to donate $5,000 to charity so that it lowers my net income down into the next bracket, so that my income's taxed at 12%. Yeah, like if you guys, and I'm not talking down to anybody, if you don't know this concept yet, you need to know this concept. This is so basic. Okay, the money, it's like it's like buckets that fill up with water. Okay, it fills up in a specific order. So 0 to 9875, you're taxed at 10. Then the next, you know, dollar up to 40,000 is taxed at 12, and then the next dollar going up is taxed at 22, and et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so I had to tell her, please don't. Well, if you want to donate to charity, fine, but don't do it for the purpose of going to a lower bracket. Okay, that's not how it works. It doesn't affect all your taxes. It affects that particular bucket. For the love of God. Okay. Anyway, sorry, tangent. So DSP is going to fall into this. Into this, but that doesn't mean he pays $24,000. 24. He doesn't pay 24% on every dollar he earns. It all averages out. Okay, and you'll see that reflected. Okay, all right. So I did two sets of calculations. Okay, I calculated the worst case scenario for him, basically, because we don't know what his business expenses are, you know, per se, right? So in true scientific fashion, we're gonna calculate the best case, we're gonna calculate the worst case, and he's gonna fall somewhere between there, somewhere, right? Anywhere. So the worst case scenario is he doesn't claim any business expenses, like a dumbass, right? He just like pays straight up for everything. Because originally this was to counteract that dude above me. It was to counteract his claim that he paid 37%. I'm like, that's no way, that's horseshit. He'll pay 37% if he earns $1 million, maybe. You know, do you think Jeff Bezos pays 37%? Like, fuck off with that. So like, worst case scenario, okay? He pays $19.20 in Washington State BNO, okay? And then, so this is deductible. So we deduct that out, and we're left with 126,080. We take 92.35% of that, which is this. Let me zoom in. Okay, we take 92.35% of that, which is this amount. We subject it to the 15.3% tax, and we're left with, he pays $17,815 in federal self-employment tax. Okay, you deduct half of that, further, and then so that's another deduction, and everybody gets that owns a business. And then from that, there's actually, so part of the Trump tax plan in 2017 was he added this 20% QBE, qualified, I think it's QBI, qualified business income. I put expenses here for some reason. But you can deduct 20% further, okay? So he's left with $93,738. So he started at earning $128,000. After deductions, he's at $93,000. Okay, so this is taxable. So we're calculating taxable income. Okay, and then I plugged it into a calculator to give you a so remember, he fell into that. So he's at what, 93,000? So at 93,000, he falls into the 24% bracket, right? Here's what his actual tax is. It's not 24%. It's 14.4%. Because remember, it averages out against all those buckets. Okay, all those buckets. So his personal federal income tax, $13,561. What are we left with here? Huh? Here's what we're left with. Okay. So in this scenario, where DSP is a fucking idiot and does not claim anything as a business expense, he ends up with $33,296 in total tax liability from his initial $128,000 gross, which means his tax rate is 26.0%. Okay. So worst case, where he's a brain-dead idiot, his CPA is a brain-dead idiot and just wants him to get out of his office as soon as possible. He doesn't write anything off, okay? He's at 26%. So if you want to be very, very conservative, for every dollar he earns, he loses a quarter of it to taxes, okay? And that's after fees and everything. So even in the worst, that's not bad. That's really not bad, because if you look at his net revenue, right? So his net revenue is I had to rename this. I had this as net income before. That's wrong because it's sorry, I'm gonna up the autism just a little bit if you guys are okay with that. Let's see, what did I do with it? Okay. All right, so turning autism up just a little bit more if that's all right. So just hang on, guys. All right. So we break it down into kind of like it's like stairs, okay? So the money that he earns is going to just kind of fall down this staircase. So his gross revenue is like fucking Rob on Wheels tipped you $5. Okay? That's his gross revenue. And then what happens is that $5 goes through PayPal. Okay, let's say OIC tips him $100. Okay? We'll just make an example of this. Okay? OIC tips $100. Okay? He has to pay a PayPal fee or whatever fee on it. Okay? So the difference between gross revenue and net revenue is the fee that he pays. Okay? So like so what we'll do is we'll just like go down the ladder, right? So he started at 100. Okay? And then he pays a PayPal fee on that. Let's say he tipped him like a C note, just like a straight up like one tip. Okay, so we can calculate that. So what the PayPal fee on that is going to be 100 times, was it 2.9? I don't know if the flat gets taken off first. It kind of doesn't matter because it's a high amount. So all right, so it's going to be this percent. Okay, and then it's a 49-cent flat. Okay, so his net revenue after fees is this. Okay, so we're just going to fall right down that ladder. All right. Okay. So the next thing is gross. So net revenue is where I'm at when you look at my spreadsheet, right? Because I'm not calculating like his business expenses or any of that shit. I can't do that. So I'm presenting it in a way that is the most like accurate for our purposes, right? All that stuff comes after the fact. But you know, let's look at it further. Killer Grooves. I work in the medical field. My profession requires a doctorate level degree. That's all I'm willing to divulge right now. But yeah. So the next thing would be here. So it's gross income, net income. Was there ever a list put out for when YouTube Twitch deposits went through? I mean, you can find that on the spreadsheet. I mean, wait. No, I guess you can't right now. So the like, yeah. I mean, okay. For Twitch, I don't know because Twitch. No, I definitely have a doctorate in autism. But the Twitch, like the Twitch payment, I wasn't like doing this super autistic stuff while he was with Twitch. I didn't start until after because basically my thought was, hey, I can calculate it easy now. I didn't realize the YouTube stuff. The YouTube stuff's actually easy because I run a script for it. But like, but yeah, like, I don't exactly know his Twitch stuff, unfortunately. So apologies. Okay, so you know, while I got you here, if it's all right with you, let's just go to the end. Let's just take this all the way instead of just stopping here. All right. So we're at gross income now, minus business expenses. So this is in relation to my my post. Okay, so what do we know? What we know is that worst case scenario, he pays 26%. Well, I guess in a way his business expenses is kind of related to his taxes, to be honest. Yeah, because they're kind of like intrinsically tied to each other. Oh, thanks, Killer Goose. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, so like minus business expenses minus you know, in a way these are kind of like intrinsically linked, so I can just kind of jump straight here now that I think about it. Yeah, let's just do that. Like gross income you might want for like if you're calculating like a shit, I don't know. It's not worth it. We'll just skip that. We'll just go straight to net income because we can. Because what we know his like taxes. We know his tax situation. Oh yeah, his business expenses. First of all, he doesn't have any fucking business expenses. Okay, so like I'm not even gonna worry about that shit. Okay, that his $9.95 or whatever for Game Pass, and blah 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 this stuff. It's you know what he's writing off is here. So let's not even like drown ourselves in that stuff. So here's the high end, 26%. What's the low end? I'm calculating the low end based on this. So we were talking about this earlier, right? Because he obviously lied in his bankruptcy. Yeah. What about game purchases? He obviously lied during his like bankruptcy hearing about what his actual like expenses were. Yeah. So the question is, what does he report to the IRS? Yeah, because they're different. The bankruptcy hearing was one thing, the IRS is another thing, and I don't know. You know, I don't know how they cross-reference, if they do, if they interface with each other at all. I feel like they don't, to be honest. Yeah, but the best case scenario for him, I mean, in terms of fraud, not the best case scenario, but in terms of saving money, the best case scenario is he reports fucking this, okay? Because this is gonna cut his taxable income by a shit ton. How much, you ask? Viewer? I'll tell you. So, all right. So let's start at the top here. 128,000 in gross earnings, right? Same amount in B&O tax because it's a gross amount, so nice and easy. Okay. So after we deduct his alleged business expenses, okay, he's left with a net earning of $63,000. Okay, that's how he's saying that half of 50 cents on the dollar that he earns is spent to maintain his business. Like necessary expenses, normal and necessary. Yeah, that's what he's saying. That's his claim. Like what? And that's why like what he does to the IRS is important, because like, okay, so his net income is now, like, his net earnings is now cut by like half basically with that shit, right? And then so going down the rest of the deductions, these are the same, right? The only thing that's changed is his net earnings is different based on his business expenses that he's lying about in this scenario. Okay, so after what are we left with exactly? We're left with an 11.5% tax rate. Okay, this is the shit. This is the reason that like super high money makers, you know, like the billionaires, like they use business expenses and things like, you know, loopholes. And I'm not gonna blame them for it, because if I was Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates or whoever, you know, you're goddamn right, I would utilize every single loophole I could, because they're there. Okay, it's the you know, you need to, yeah, whatever. So yeah, if you want to get rid of them, you know, you need to go higher up, right? But anyway, so his tax burden is going to be anywhere from 11.5% to 24%. Okay, so if we look at this, let's go straight to net. So out of that 100, so it's going to be taxed out of the lower amount, so it's going to be lesser. So let's say anywhere from I think that's right. Is that 11.5? Yeah, that is right. Okay, so 85.50. And then the other one was 26, right? So that's So this is where we're at. Okay. So every $100 that he receives, okay, depending on how he does his taxes, depending on if he's stupid or fraudulent or somewhere in the middle, yeah. This is what he keeps. This is after that. This is after fees. This is after taxes. You know? It's not too bad, all things considered, I'd say, you know? So you know, we can turn these into ratios and then just compare it against his household expenses. And then we'll be able to tell yeah, that's right. And then we'll be able to tell like how much he has left over. And here's the thing, right? Like, he doesn't have any left over, right? One of the things the leaks showed is that he can't stop spending. He just can't. He doesn't have the ability to think forward or anything. And you know, that's why we shouldn't really get too mad when Coffee Cuck gives him money, because like, he knows it goes to a black hole. He does it anyway to spite the trolls. Like, are you feeling spited? Do you want to punch the air? Because you shouldn't, you know? Like, Ann Leet says it best, you know? It's just like there's nothing to get mad about. Hell, even if he was like putting that money into an IRA, it's really not worth getting mad about, but it's extra not worth getting mad about. It's really funny. Hey, Shallow. So yeah, but yeah, let's run the numbers here, huh? Shall we? So like, let's take like an average, you know, like an average month. I don't know. Say 9,500. Yeah, say 9,500. That's good. So 9,500, and he gets to keep. What's a low end? Low end is he ends up with 71.5 of that. $6,792.50. Okay, so what are the assumptions here? Here are the assumptions. Okay. DSP has, I put his income at 9,500, which is actually lower than he. Wait. No, this is net. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm sorry. I actually already accounted for the, I actually accounted for the second step already, funnily enough. So I'm actually underestimating an underestimation. Fucking A. Let's see. Yeah, because, oh, okay. Well, no, I know it here. My God. Past me saves future me. Okay, so this is his gross revenue. Okay, so we plug his gross revenue into the equation, yeah? So, let's see. I don't know. 11,000? Let's do 11,000, eh? All right. It's a nice, cool 7,800 buccarinos. So, with that in mind, if we look at the bankruptcy docs, okay, we know his business expenses are full of shit. Yeah, thanks, Logic, and thank you guys for hanging around. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you find this shit interesting. I really do. So I know I'm not alone in my autism. But so yeah, his where are we at? We're here. Okay, so his household expenses, he's calculated it at 5113. Yeah, 5113. Here's what he earns after. You guys do subtraction? Let's do some subtraction. Remember, this is a worst case scenario. Yeah. This is a worst case scenario. This is the dumbass I didn't file my taxes correctly version. So, by his own estimate, he has $2,750 in disposable income. Oh wait, what's that? He has a second source of income? Well, go figure. A second source of income. Yeah, that's right. He does have a second source of income that apparently doesn't contribute to the household in any meaningful way. Like, that just seems really weird to me. But anyway, yeah, so that's an extra, like, $1,000. Yeah, Ket. Exactly. It's Ket. It ain't Jasper. I know what Jasper's doing on the side, if he's selling drugs or something, but I don't think it's Jasper. He's a good kitty. So, So yeah, I mean, Kat's reported income here was, I want to say like, what was it? It's like $1,000 a month or something after tax. Where's it here? Oh, here we go. It's this, right? Yeah. Debtor 2 or non-filing spouse, $1,349. Okay, so one thing to consider, right? One thing to consider is that so this is gross, and then net. So you know she has her own itemization. They even itemized her freaking paycheck, so she comes out with like 1,100 after the fact. Yeah, no, Razil, I know, I know, I'm aware. It's I'm trying to be very careful about like I try to operate on as few assumptions as possible, because we know he's getting money behind the scenes. Like obviously this Silent Bob, 1 Minute Man, you know, blah 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 stuff, you know, like actually I'm curious. Oh my god, another tangent, super quick, super duper quick. So on the spreadsheet, right, I combined all these like 1 Minute Man, Bob, Joe, blah 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 into like a single person, because like Phil can try to tell me that they're different people, but that's idiotic, because like like assume Silent Bob and 1 Minute Man are different people. Why do they alternate? Like are they in communication with each other behind the scenes? Like, hey, you do your 37. Like, do they have a schedule? Like, are they all on a Discord chat, like the three of them, Silent Bob and 1 Minute Man, who are totally two different people, and DSP, and they're like, okay, let's plan this out, guys. Like, no way, right? So here, like, these are the combinations I have. So we got 1 Minute Man, Bob, Joe, Pookie, Silent Bob, Wet Nurse. There's one other one that tipped a couple times. And I'm of the opinion, yeah, Drew, yeah, I'm of the opinion, and I didn't come up with this opinion, and I'm not the only one with this opinion, obviously, that this behind the scenes shit is probably, you know, our boy Planet Jeff. Yeah. Cause like OIC is way too much of an attention whore to be this. I think I don't think this is OIC, but you know, whatever. so you know, like. Let's go back. Let's go back a little bit, okay? Because I've been recording this since April 22nd, I want to say. Yeah. Like, I want you to see the frequency of these donos coming in. Right? So, like, maybe an average of, like, what? 3 to 4 a week, maybe? Right? So early on, and then, like, and then going into June, it like picks up by like a noticeable amount. July, and now it's literally, actually, every single streaming day. I swear. Like, this dude is coming in hard, man. How did you get sucked into the DSP vortex? Oh, that's a good question, Drew. I don't know. Let's see. I think like a down the rabbit. Oh, I saw the down the rabbit hole for Spoonie, which went to the down for the rabbit hole for Wings, which went to the down for the rabbit hole for DSP, and then they got me. Yep. Then they got me. Yeah, I don't know what Jeff's deal is. I mean, honestly, these dude. Yeah, Spoonie's is really good. These people are, you know, these people are forming some sort of like, I don't know. This is, you know, this like anthropology stuff isn't my wheelhouse, but you know, they're some sort of tribe, you know, the like the outcast tribe, and so they feel like, it seems like they feel like if they help him, they help themselves because they're part of the tribe, you know, like if my like sister wanted money, I'd give her money with the, and basically it's like she's not part of my household, right? But it's like she you know, she wants money, she's part of my family. We're in the tribe of my family. Yeah, so that's what I think. You know, cuz like what makes him deserve the money more than them? Like, if I'm Jeff with the dead wife, like, do I think to myself, like, my dead wife sure would love me to give all this money away to this asshole? Like, would she approve of that? Yeah, tribalism, that's right. That's gotta be it, because DSP is such a horrible person. Like, objectively, right? Like, I can't be the only one that thinks that. Well, no, obviously not. But, like, it's not that he's bad at games, and like, that's not it. He's, like, a really bad person. Like, the type of person that if he was your coworker, you'd stay the fuck away from him. Yeah. Yeah, Steve, exactly. You know, and that's where all this cult talk comes from, right? The in-group is the cult, and the out-group is I guess, us and everybody else. Not just us. Even, like, neutral people are in the out-group because, like, they have a brain, so they can see this guy for the shit he is in, like, 1 second. Yeah. And he's boring. Oh, God, and just how... Oh, my God, I'll never get over how unprofessional he is. Like, the throat clears and on the sip. Yo, that, like, you can hear it, right? Like, if you watch enough DSP, like, you hear the, like, here, I got a glass of water, so it's not like a, oh, here. I got like a thing. I think there's water in it. Yeah. So, like, you hear this? Like, you hear that? Okay, so, like, he's talking, and then you hear this. Right? You hear that? And then the next thing you hear is that. Okay, that's the only time I'm ever going to do that, and I very much apologize, okay? But that shit, I can't stand that shit. It's so awful. And he has so much control over that, and he just doesn't care. He doesn't respect his audience. He doesn't respect anybody. He doesn't respect himself. That's why he spends money on WWE champions. He doesn't respect Future himself. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Like, in my line of work, you have to be professional. Like, right? You have to be considerate. And the fact that he's running his business like this is just unbelievable to me. Yeah. That's so gross. Anyway, and I really like how like annoyed Ludwig gets at it, because he like rages at it, and no one else rages at it as much as he does, and he's like I'm like internalizing it. I'm like, oh, you understand how goddamn annoying this is. Like, everyone else should be getting way more mad at it. Like, if you see me in the DDM mirror and I'm like actually watching it, whenever he does that, I'm like typing. I'm like, swish swish, you know, whatever, take a sip, asshole, like stuff like that. Like, I can't stand that shit. Normal, not, yeah, I don't know, maybe, but like, I can mute the video and no skin off my back. I'm not following what he's doing anyway. Yeah, exist logic, exactly. Yeah, like when I'm recording videos, I do so many takes, dude. Just to make sure I get all those noises out, because yeah, it's not right. It's not right to subject people to that. Anyway, sorry. I took you guys on another trip, but anyway, yeah. I mean, like, literally every single day now. Like, what's wrong with his face? I mean, I don't think he has Bell's palsy. If he had Bell's palsy, like, yeah, I don't think he has Bell's palsy. I don't think he had a stroke either. I think like, I don't know if there's like a medical specific reason why he looks the way he does, other than his horrible lifestyle and his inconsiderate nature. You know, he doesn't care about his appearance. Like, you know how, like, you like go on a date or something, and you're like flexing your abs, or you're like sucking it in a little bit, like just passively, right? You're trying to tighten up a little bit, because, you know, right? You want to be a fine specimen, and it's easy to do that. But like, he doesn't give a shit at all. He just like exists as a sack of flesh. Yeah. Not to mention, he's probably drunk all the time, like you guys are saying. Yeah. I mean, it'll get worse. I mean, assuming he doesn't drop dead the next day, he'll progress worse. The thing about the human body is, like, it holds equilibrium pretty well, but there's like a point where, like, you decompensate and everything just falls off a cliff, because like all of our systems are reliant on our other systems, right? So if one thing falls out, like it's like dominoes, bam, 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 and then you're just like, and then you're in the hospital, and then you're in the ICU. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty young to have had like a TIA, you know. I don't know, like unless he has a family history, like he doesn't smoke, like he doesn't have, like just being a fat asshole who sits around isn't necessarily a major risk factor for like a TIA. He needs other stuff. He needs like to be smoking. He needs to be like, he needs to have a significant family history. Like I don't know if I buy it kind of on its own. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah. I mean, the drinking is screwing him up in a lot of ways. I don't think it gave him like a TIA or anything. Yeah. Again, I'm being specific for the condition of a stroke, a mini stroke. Like yeah. I don't think just being an alcoholic will give you a TIA or like a stroke, like a full-on stroke. But it'll screw up your liver. It'll age you. Definitely increases the risk of things like throat cancer. Like his voice is already jacked up. Like it's jacking up his voice even more for sure. Like I don't. Sorry, TIA is a transient ischemic attack. So it's like a mini stroke. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he'd go into like delirium tremens if he like quit all of a sudden, assuming he's drinking as much as everyone suspects he does, you know. But and he eats like shit and he doesn't exercise. Yeah. It's all additive, you know. Like, does he? I don't think he takes medication. Like yet, he's not diabetic. I mean, he's sure he probably hasn't had blood work done in like 10 years or some shit. So I don't know. But I assume he's not monitoring his vitals. Like I just had my BP checked like today, like at the medical center by my house. So, like you want to stay on top of that shit. You want blood work done at least annually, unless you have a condition that requires it more than annually. Like sunspot, vitamin D deficiency, 100 goddamn percent, 100% vitamin D. Like I'm lower end of vitamin D, and I'm not in the house as much as that prick. And yeah, and I live in a state that has like a good amount of sun. So like it's not the best, but it's not as bad as Washington. So for sure vitamin D deficiency, which leads to a lot of issues, mental issues, like energy level issues, that sort of thing. Not to mention all the other stuff. Yeah, right. When he went to eat what did he eat there? Like a sandwich? Like they gave him a sandwich? But yeah, and yeah, like so he's got that going on for him. The alcohol itself is doing a number on him, big time. And that's not including like any sort of like, you know, he's got gout or whatever. I mean, you know, so you've got gout, and you know, it's funny if he has gout. Does he medicate for gout? Did he ever say, or does he just say that fucking cherry juice shit? Like he doesn't take anything for that, right? He never said. He doesn't take like allopurinol or anything like that. I assume he doesn't take medication. Low T? Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, because if you look on his if you look, yeah, yeah, he might have taken like something for like the flare, like colchicine or something, but then like nothing maintenance, just cherry juice. So like if you look at his so if you look at his like health insurance expenses, if it ever loads. Yeah, okay. So like his health insurance is, you know, about, looks like it went down a little. Good for you. Save $9. How many pulls is that? So yeah, and then I looked this up one time. This is basic bitch insurance right here. Like one thing that sucks about being self-employed, I'll give him this, is that your insurance options are pretty shit. Because in the United States, insurance is subsidized by your company, and he doesn't have a company. And you bet your ass that fucking Brunel Enterprises is not a company. So yeah, So this is like shit insurance with a high deductible and stuff. So if he went for blood work, he'd probably have a high copay for it, depending on what they're drawing, to be honest. Yeah. But yeah, he's got these like 25. These are like copays for sure. So like this here, 1408, 20. This is probably like an office visit. 20, 25. 25, 40. This is probably like an 40, huh? That's a weird number. It's probably an office visit of some kind. Maybe like a specialist visit, like an X-ray, like or something. Anyway, I'm just speculating. Sorry. No eye, no dental. Yeah, and yeah, he's got to take care of his fucking teeth, man. Like that's a non-negotiable for me. Cleanings at least every 6 months. Should be the same for you guys. Your dental insurance will usually like do it for free. So if you've got it and you're putting it off, go get your fucking teeth cleaned, man. Brushing your teeth by itself isn't enough. You have accumulation there that only they can get off with that fucking pick. Okay, so go do that. Stop being a little baby about it and go get your fucking teeth cleaned. Thanks. So yeah. Yeah, I know dental insurance is shit, but generally speaking, the preventative care stuff is okay. Like maybe you'll pay some of it, but like you gotta do it, man. You gotta do that. And don't forget to floss, okay? People put that shit off. Like your breath smells like death if you don't floss. Just like get one of those little pig things, do it once a day. Come on, man. Exactly. Yeah. You like endocarditis goes up, like if you don't floss. Like there's clear links already to this already. So take care of your shit, man. Back injury. Yeah, maybe this $40 was for like a no. Like if he has basic bitch insurance, and then like $40 seems pretty reasonable, to be honest. Like I would assume he'd have to pay his deductible first. I don't know. Maybe I'm just speculating again. For Kat? Yeah. You know that's a good point. Sunspot brings up a good point. So Kat for sure gets her insurance through her job. We can see that. That's actually itemized, I believe. Yeah. Is it? Let's see. Insurance. 2167. That's not bad. So she's paying 20 and health insurance premiums are tax deductible in the United States. That's for both of them. So yeah, $21. I don't know. Maybe these are for her. Yeah, because they go to like when she goes out, he goes with her, right? Like unless she's going to work. Is that accurate? Because I sure as hell know when he goes out, she's going with him. Like she's his handler, right? But is it like reciprocated? Is it the same? Are they like stuck together? Because like if that's the case, then presumably maybe they went to these appointments, and he just paid for it on his card. You know, these aren't pre-authorized, so he was like physically there. You know, but yeah, again, it's speculation. I don't know. But yeah, so interesting to think about. You know, one thing that's weird. One thing that's weird though is that why the fuck isn't he on her insurance? Like she pays what 20? What did it say? 21 something. 2167. I assume that's not life insurance. I assume that's actual insurance. Cause she's in a union. Okay, so she's in a union. Unions will negotiate good insurance premiums, generally speaking. Like that's one of the things that they do. So she's probably got decent insurance for a low premium, and I have never ever seen a plan that you get that just like it won't cover your spouse. You know? Later, X. Hey, thanks for stopping by, dude. I appreciate it. Sorry for going late. But yeah, so yeah, like there's no reason he shouldn't be on her plan. I don't get it. That's one of the greatest mysteries. It really is. Could that be the payment into unemployment insurance? Could that be the I'll put it this way. For someone in a union, like I know it seems low. It's not particularly low. I'll put it this way. My insurance premium is close to that for myself. I would say that let's see. I don't know if it would deduct from the top. No, so it's Social Security, insurance. Mm. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, she's getting insurance from somewhere, right? She sure as hell isn't on DSP's plan. And why would she not get insurance through her employer? That's kind of the point, you know? Like, that's the point of working. Like a lot of the time, like real talk, right? People get jobs for health insurance. Like, that's the state of this country. They work for the health insurance. The pay can go fuck itself. They need the health insurance. So, like, yeah, you know? What are the dates on those medical charges? Let's see. Yeah, because if there's some sort of weird link to these, then, you know, that'd be cool. Let's see. So we got, here, I'm gonna filter out the obvious premiums. So these two specifically are premium payments. Yeah, Insomniac. So, yeah, generally speaking, you can still get insurance as a part-time employee. I think 20 hours plus 20 hours. Yo, for as much as he says that she's not around, she's got to be working at least 20 hours, right? No? And I would argue, yeah, I would argue that as a member of a union, she probably would get it either way. Like, they'd probably have that negotiated. Well, the thing is, Steve, that he's, like, he pays a premium. He pays a $300 premium a month to Kaiser. Kaiser's a health insurance plan. So, I don't, I mean, he's paying, so it's got to be his health insurance. And he talks about paying it. So, what I think is that he's too stupid to figure this out. Like, presumably he had that insurance since before Cat came in, because like Obamacare was active before Cat came in, which means, you know, he was forced to have health insurance anyway. Jim. Yeah. So I just think he has a, like, okay, like I help my friends with this, right? Because like one of the problems in this country is they don't teach you personal finance properly. Like, prior to college, even in college, you have to take a personal finance course. So, like, you know, people go through life not knowing how to do this stuff. So that's why, you know, I don't blame people for not knowing a lot of this stuff. It's just, you know, it's just how it is, unfortunately. But like, if DSP was my friend and I was auditing his shit for him, and I've done this before for a friend, you know, it'd be like, what the hell's going on with your health insurance, dude? You know? And, okay, it's probably okay to reveal this. I do have a business degree. I have an MBA, Master's in Business Administration. It's like I have a secondary degree. So, like, I like to think that I'm qualified on some level to talk about this, you know, on not just like a casual level. I like to think that. So, anyway. Yeah. So here's another thing. Just another thing. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna... Let's see. So, I think I get all that. Yeah, I don't want to keep you guys up too long. I'm off, but I don't know if you guys got shit going on, but I can go a little bit. I do have a mature adult business degree. Yeah. Yeah, and it's not whatever the hell he has. He clearly didn't pay attention for his like associate's degree or whatever the hell he got. He's calling for his ear infection. 93020? Oh, yeah? Where's that? Okay. Oh, okay. Here, check this out. Check this out. Oh, you know, hey, who said that? The 930. Okay, Nays. N-A-E-S. Naes? Thank you. Thank you for that. So I was wondering why this was different than everything else, because Kaiser Foundation is the plan, like that's his premium. So Kaiser Foundation's that. Kaiser Permanente is it's like some sort of copay, but then this one was like a building. It's like a building number. So here's what you know. Hey, let's do this. I would bet you. I think I would bet you. I would bet you if I click here, like if you go into Kaiser, so generally when you click into like a medical like type thing, they're gonna list what their services are, right? Because some places don't have like you know, they don't have emergency rooms and blah blah blah. So you know, you want to check ahead of time. So they'll say they'll have dermatology, they'll have surgery clinic, you know, whatever, right? Yeah, Kaiser, yeah, Killer Groups. Kaiser's all over the place. Yeah, they're on the West Coast, they're on the East Coast, certain places on the East Coast at least, and in Washington. Who said? Okay, pharmacy charge. I got N factor. It's probably pharmacy charge. I would agree with you. N factor. One thing. I'm going to talk about how cool I am. So, 930. He made 2 payments on 930. Why did he make 2 payments and one of them is to a building? Here's what I think. I think this $40 was for an urgent care visit, and this $25 was a med copay. So this is probably his eardrops, wherever the fuck they gave him. I don't remember. I assume they gave him eardrops, like Cipro or something. And then this here is the actual visit, like the office visit, because there's 2 payments you make. You don't get the medicine at the visit. They give you a prescription, you take it to the pharmacy, and then you pay a copay. That's what I'm betting on. And so here's how you check. You go here, you click this, and you see if they have an urgent care, because not all places have urgent cares. Because he did go to an urgent care, right? Up, there she is. So that's what I think happened. He went to urgent care, paid $40 copay, then went to the pharmacy, you know, next door or whatever, and you know, got their fucking eardrops. And $25 as a generic copay is pretty shit. I will say that. I don't think he probably didn't get brand eardrops. I'd be very surprised. There's not a whole lot of brand eardrops out there anymore. Like, he probably got like Ciprodex or something like that. Something that like has been around for like decades. And yeah, and $25 for that's kind of a lot. Like a generic copay should be anywhere from like $5 to $10 maybe, you know. Anyway, so yeah, so that speaks of his basic bitch insurance. So that he pays $300 for. Way to go. Yeah. I'm thinking probably Ciprodex. Something with like a steroid in it. So yeah, so that's that. Hey, question. Did he bitch about like the distance? I wonder how far that was. Why is there no charge to the vet at all in any point, especially? Okay, Declan. Yeah, so I saw that brought up a couple times. The vet visit with Jasper. When anyone know off the top of their head about like when that whole thing happened? I'll like go to that. I'll go to that like part of the spreadsheet. And then that aside, did anyone? Is this actually an hour away from him? Did anyone ever like map quest that or whatever? Like is this facility an hour away from him? An hour, huh? Yo, that's some bad traffic. Let's see. So, let's see. What time would he have gone? What's like a really bad traffic? I don't know what direction traffic moves in fucking Washington, but let's say like 9 a.m. All right. So traffic clearly doesn't go in that direction. Let's reverse it. Oh wait, hold on. It's Sunday, dumbass. Let's do a Monday. 3 to 5. Okay, so I'm leaving Burnell Enterprises at 3 p.m. on a Monday. And 18 to 28 minutes. Let's reverse it. Okay. All right. I mean, one direction. You don't do an hour in both directions, dude. Unless you there's certain places in the world that are an hour in any direction, right? But doesn't look like this place is. August 24th. Okay, August 24th. All right, so so here's my thought. Like, well, first of all, let me make sure there's no like unspecified debit or something. Big boy. How long is this stream gonna be? I don't know. Should I duck out soon? I have been going on for quite a while. Let's see. Yeah, maybe I'll finish this point off and then we can kind of wind down. Let's see. So, okay. So here's my thought. Like, my thought is that, well, there's one of maybe three options, right? A, he's full of shit, which seems to be the consensus, and I think I might agree with that, you know, cause like he, I mean, the cat just, like, Jasper just got better. Like, he had a UTI and he just got better. Like, I'm not a vet, but that seems odd. Like, even in a like a human, like, you don't want to ignore a UTI once it's developed into a UTI, you know? Especially for a guy. So if a guy gets a UTI, it's actually considered like complicated immediately. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are. Like, I don't know if it's the same for fucking cats, but like women, like human beings, like women, they get UTIs like easy peasy just because of their anatomy, right? So I don't know. PetSmart basically, yeah. I think PetSmart has actual vets. They have grooming. You paid $67.11 for Jasper's UTI. Yeah, Mr. Ibreezy, that's right. Okay. Yeah, maybe, yeah, it could, I guess it could, I guess it could be just like a, you know, another just bullshit thing. Jasper's UTI was a test for the Phil medical saga. Like for Jasper? Oh, so basically, he has a UTI and he uses it to beg? Type of, was that the angle? Because like he abandoned it pretty quickly, if that was the case. So, would it, Phil? Okay, that's good to know. No way PetSmart has fucking vet on site. I'm gonna check that right now. Okay, so like, let's see. Okay, an emergency. Okay, yeah, he did say an yeah, like, okay. Did he... It wasn't an emergency vet, right? Like, it was like a... Like, it wasn't an emergency vet, per se, right? Let's see. Oh, great. PetSmart.com. Thanks. Oh, look. Veterinary. Huh. Yo, who said that? Who fucking called it? Who fucking called this shit? So he took him over to PetSmart. Bro. Huh. I wasn't, yeah, Steve, I don't know. I wasn't sure about that. Huh, okay. Huh. Yeah. Good call, Phil. You go to the emergency vet. He said he called the vet offices all over town. We're all busy on Tuesday. Drop Jasper off for some antibiotics. Oh, that's weird. Huh, okay. So what day was that PetSmart visit? That was 8/24. Hey, that's on the dot, right? What day is that? That is... Yeah, that's a Tuesday. Yo. Yeah. I think mystery solved, question mark? And then he topped it off with some Total Wine. Yeah, boy. So while Jasper was over at the vet, he made a little pit stop. Got some DoorDash. Uwajimaya. Yeah, I don't... These leaks are just so funny. Like, they're just so unbelievably funny. Cause like you can just like live his life in a weird way, like going through this, right? Like your financial statements tell you a lot about your, you know, what you're doing, your deal, right? Oh man, that's really funny. Huh. Just not even 1 week later, huh? Yeah, I know, Phil. Yeah, it's I wonder what... I don't remember what he said, but was he all like... Was he just like, oh yeah, the vet said he was fine. And what, they gave him antibiotics for it? Is that what he said? I wonder if that was part of the $67. I guess it would have been, right? If you take it to like a pharmacy or something. Okay. Hey, Neas. Can you tell me how to pronounce that phonetically? Thanks. That's good. Yeah, it's if it lines up, then that makes sense. So basically, anytime he pays for anything, it's like it's like acute, right? He doesn't pay for chronic or preventative care. He pays for acute, holy shit, my ear's falling off from gout care. Yeah. Cause like I would imagine even like lab work he'd pay a copay for that, you know, like with his shit insurance, almost absolutely. So he's just like completely neglecting his body. And, you know, like your body, right? When you take care of it, like the problem is like it's like intangible, and like DSP does not understand the concept of like tangible versus intangible like goods or like benefits or anything, right? Like for example, what am I trying to... What's the word for that? Like good faith, or like his brand, right? The brand of Burnell Enterprises, like his stream, like he doesn't like nurture it, right? Because he isolates his stream from any like Steve did a great job pointing this out in his last video, where it's like he's cut off basically all external communication between his like in and the out group. Yeah, Goodwill. Yes, on spot. Yeah, Goodwill. He doesn't develop that for his brand. So anybody who goes into that fucking shit show of a stream is like immediately turned off by it. Like just immediately turned off. And like if you look at his his most recent streams are pretty interesting to look through. So if we look at this, like, okay, when did like OIC left like here, like after his break? So 9:24 a.m. stream, theoretically, like I'm doing air quotes right now, like he wasn't here, yeah. So if we go back to that stream, 24 a.m. like what do we see? Okay, so we've got mod wheelchair, fuck your Dragon Quest, you piece of shit. Oh yeah, he's a mod now. We got Snow Carl. This guy I'm pretty sure is a troll, but I don't know. We got this idiot. I think this is the Quiet Man guy. We've got this dude. This dude Oh yeah, this dude has to be a wheelchair. He's a dude who's like, hey, I tipped $6 and it didn't show up. Here's another $4.20 to tell you that, and also that didn't show up. Yo, were you guys there for that shit? I think I don't know who was streaming it at that time, but it was so funny. Oh my god, this shit was so funny. And then Turtle dude, and then whoever this guy is, and then we got our 1 minute man, and then we got $4.20 from some anonymous tipper. So like we've got the usual suspects here, right? The like mods and wheelchairs, like the lot of them, and then an anonymous one, and then this fucker, and then Planet Jeff, right? So let's go to the next one. So this is the night stream from yesterday, or it's past midnight now, but you know, on what, Friday? Yeah, Friday night. Okay, so we got Jack's Rack Store with the 25, and then we've got whatever this is. We got Big Papa Phil. He's presumably an old pay pig, right? This dude. Chipe. I've seen him since the beginning. He's like an older pay pig. Phil smokes crack. I don't know what the fuck the deal with this dude is, but maybe it's like Lysiversal or something. I don't know. I don't know who the fuck this is, but he's irritating. And then we've got F Goji Tanks, F Jose. This is probably Lysiversal, man. I wouldn't be surprised. Then we got this idiot, Big Papa Phil, Daniel. What if this was OIC? I don't know. Oh, Phil smokes cracks is Swaggins? Anyone know that? Yeah, I've always wondered, like, because I know Swaggins is like donated at some point, but he doesn't donate under his name. So, like, I've always wondered about that. Like, does he not donate anymore? Oh, okay. Thanks, Valuable Skills. That's good to know. So yeah, okay. So we got DSP smokes meth. I wonder if this is also Swaggins. But yeah, I mean, okay. So here we've got another motley crew, right? And remember, all these streams were supported by kind of like one big tip. So like here we got a 25 from 1 Minute Man, and how much was this stream total? It was $68. So 25 of that came from 1 Minute Man. Yeah. Game Checker Swaggins. Yo, Carl, that's a good theory actually, because I know Swaggins likes to do that fucking backseat gaming shit, right? And that's all Game Checker's doing. Yo, it's got to be Swaggins. That's a great theory. I like that. Because I'm like, it's probably not OIC, so Swaggins would make sense. Because I think he did that shit for like, was he the one who sent Phil like a guide or whatever for Fallout New Vegas? Like, you need a guide for Fallout New Vegas, dude? Holy shit. Oh, Christ. So yeah, and so looking at the Street Fighter stream from yesterday. So the sum of the... Whoops. Alright, so the sum of this is 83. So we got 25, 35, 45, 55, basically. Yeah, so like this was all made up of like 2 people. Yeah. And then the morning stream. And so like OIC shows up in the night stream. So the morning stream he makes 72. So Snow Carl and Shing Forever. Snow Carl, this dude, mythical. He's an older pay pig. I remember him. This dude. This is a dude who's like, hey, I had a dream that oh my god, I don't even want to, dude. Fucking hell, this fucking how does he manage to bring these like these guys aren't tipping for the same reason like OIC is tipping, like, you know, or like Jax Raxer. This dude and fucking this dude here, like, do you see what they type? Like, holy shit, dude. Was that right, Infactor? Huh. Yeah, so it's like 15. Huh. Is he allowed to give money? Fuck, man. Oh, that's really bad. Yeah, fuck block comments, dude. These people, like Ludwig says it the best, right? So let's see. Where is it? So like a Hades stream is good. I think it happened. Oh yeah, no, it was here. I remember from this Hades stream. It stands out to me. Like, Ugly Tuna Roll tips like 666, and he like just said like, like just talks about something, and it's like, and then Ludwig just goes, nobody cares. It's like, yeah, nobody fucking cares. Least of all, Phil. He really doesn't care. It's so irritating. And that fucking mortuary guy, what's his name? Ladies man? Sorry, I'm sorry. This is like super toxic. I apologize. But yeah, it's I'm born and bred on Kiwi farms, so it's part of my nature at this point, you know. But like, yeah, these people are like, oh, it's so irritating. So, yeah. Did Snowcrow get banned today? I know he was getting yelled at a lot. And then yeah. And so yeah, with OIC, I just like, yeah, I just assumed all these fucking people were OIC. It's like, it's kind of a no-brainer. Junko loves this one right here. This is like a so okay. He was banned, but OIC unbanned him. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I saw that super chat thing. That dude, what the fuck, man? Like, he yelled at him for saying, oh my god, he yelled at him for saying that super chats. Why would you say that? You know that's not true. It's like, just turn off super chat so they'll stop fucking super chatting you then, dude. Just give them one avenue of payment. God damn. But no, can't do that, right? Like, I honestly think that he'd be stupid enough to do that, to think 100% would reroute to tips. I like when, like, I wasn't here around for this lore, but like when some shit happened and he like deleted a bunch of videos because of maybe copyright claims or something, and it completely fucked him in the algorithms and stuff like that. Like, I see him doing dumb shit like that, so maybe. Is Snow Carl for real? He seems like a troll at times, a subtle troll. Snow Carl for sure is. He participates in Detractor shit, maybe not directly, but he makes himself aware of it. I know that for a fact. Because, well, number one, he shows up in, he shows up in Detractor streams sometimes, I guess. Yeah. He comes off as like in an innocent sort of way. Like, I saw him in like I don't know if it was like a GTG stream or something, but it was like welcoming and stuff. And oh, I gotta go. I didn't realize this was a Detractor stream. It's like, bro, if it's not literally a DSP gaming stream, it's a Detractor stream. Do you think non-Detractors restream him ever or talk about him ever? Is there a Tevin equivalent of sucking like his dick? Like, what the hell do you think? Yeah, like I don't know. I posted it on Twitter, but OIC gives more than people think. He gives like. He gives like an average of like 50 to 60 a month. People think he give him like $5 a month. Oh, it's like, no, like, for real, that shit adds up, guys. And again, whatever. I used to be kind of annoyed by it, but now I don't really give a shit. But yeah, he pays a subscription fee. Like, he did a boycott, I think, here, August. That didn't last very long, because I think that's when the tips went up like August 1st, right? The like tip minimum. So he did like a very short, like 1 week boycott, and then he couldn't stay away. Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like the place that I can't tell. I really can't, actually. I guess that makes him a good troll if he is a troll. Because you can't tell if he's trolling sometimes. Because the questions he asks are valid, right? And it pisses DSP off so much. I don't get... Incombustible says, I just don't get what's so addictive about sending Phil money. You know what I think? I think the problem is money is so easy to send these days. Like, imagine, right? DSP spent like $2,500, I think, right? Earlier in the stream on his birthday on 2020. Like, do you think his brain was processing each one of those things? Like when I first started trading like options and stuff like that, like, it's so easy to like buy a contract, like an options contract, like a call. Like you just click a button, you're like, oh shit, Tesla's gonna do great, or oh shit, this thing's gonna happen for sure, guaranteed. You just click a button and then you spent $2,000 on like an options contract. I think it's like the same type of thing, but stupider. Yeah. I don't get what that unfollow thing was about, but I don't know. You know, when he's so boring, even shit like that is like news. I mean, his Twitter stuff is like just Jesus, dude. Yeah, I mean, Snow Carl was banned before, right? WWE Carl, and then he came back, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention too much around that, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to send money. You know, DSP begs a lot. If you're someone who's naive or gives people the benefit of the doubt or whatever, and there's plenty of people like that. That's not necessarily a bad trait. It's just it makes you a vulnerable person. So when you have people like DSP who preys on vulnerable people, and I'm not gonna like, you know, moral faggot or whatever. Like, you know, I'm from KF, you know, so like it's open season there. You know what I mean? Like I don't dox people or anything like that, but like I've grown used to it and stuff. But like but yeah, like he preys on vulnerable people. They're vulnerable in one way or another. You know? And the annoying thing is like no, I'm not touching that doxing thing. I try to stay as neutral as possible in terms of that. Like, I don't want to get it involved in the internal politics. Like this whole thing with OIC was, I was involved enough in that, and it's like, yeah, like I just want to run the numbers. Like this streaming thing seems pretty cool. Like you guys are still hanging around, and man, I can't believe there's over 100 people like listening to my stupid ass talk. It's crazy. Never thought I'd see the day. But yeah, it's like, yeah. You know what I was hoping? You know what I was really hoping? And this was... Hey, see you, Rezo. Take care, man. Probably winding down a bit. But yeah, the you know what I was really hoping? If you go on the spreadsheet and you go to the analysis tab for tips, like you'll see when I recorded them earliest and when I recorded a tip latest. These are like the big whales, the big boys, and like the vast majority of these are OIC. Probably, right? But yeah, I think that let's say proper. I think that I was hoping that if OIC was gone for like any length of time, like just a little bit, that some of these names would start to freeze. They'd freeze out, you know, like they'd like redshift into like further and further away. Like none of these guys are tipping ever again. You know, in a weird way, that's kind of already the case. Like the WK. I don't know what the fuck this was about. Shows up for 3 days, 1347. See you later. Imagine that. Imagine that shit. That was crazy. What a time that was. But yeah, like so yeah, if you know, one of the interesting things about this page. Let me fix this snow crawl shit. Did that fix it? Here. So like these, so there's like a limit on who shows up on this wall of shame. I think it's like a $400 cutoff per name, and so if you add up all these guys, it's 22k, 22.8k. The grand total since I started recording is 39k. So since I started recording in April 22nd, he's pulled $39,000 in gross tips. Gross tips, pre-fees. So, and you know, this is, I think, I'm pretty sure the cutoff is 400. I think that's what I set it at. Because like I don't want everybody to be on the wall of shame. And I keep raising it over time because I don't want 50 people to be on the wall of shame. It's a wall of shame, okay? It's a leaderboard. It's a leaderboard for losers. And yeah, the cutoff's 400. So the names that have donated 400 or higher are on this list since I started recording. And like, look at that ratio, you know? So almost 60% came from these names. Okay, so that's 20 people. Okay, so how many of these 20 people are one person? You know? Like, so here we got Planet Jeff, right? Alfred Aponte is his own person. I'm pretty sure this is OIC. I don't know about this. 8-8. Chris, this is OIC, right? Dovik, OIC, I'm pretty sure. Gary BKK, I think is not OIC based on what I was reading on KF. Jax Raxer's fucking his own person. Murdoch, I think, is OIC. This dude is Lucifer Soul, Mr. Minecraftish one. Andre's OIC? Yeah, okay. I'll buy that. Yeah, so Minecraftish one's Lucifer Soul. I don't know if Lucifer Soul's any other people here. I guess it's just this one. Yeah, thanks, Baked. Not confirmed. Confirmed, not OIC. Yep. Shirtless Mofo, I think, is his own person. Saint Maxon. Yeah, this dude was like in and out too, just like the WK guy was. Oral Turtle, pretty sure that's OIC, right? Anyone know? And then Patriarchy. Patriarchy, I had a like conspiracy theory that the Patriarchy was the same person as Mr. Minecraftish one, just because they're both so goddamn obsessed with Danganronpa. But who knows, man? And then Thorax, I don't know. OIC. Who cares? I guess, you know. I guess who cares? But shit, dude. I think that's all I have. Let's see. Okay, OIC is legitimately having a manic episode right now. Yes. Yes, and he needs to be evaluated by a psychiatrist. Review spreadsheet. Yeah, we did that. Filling in the gaps. I think we kind of did that, right? Expense report. Core expenses then versus now. Yeah. Patreon. You know, Patreon, interestingly enough, right? Like, people see this and they're like, oh wow, his Patreon income, like, fell off. No, it didn't. See, this is what I was waiting for. We've reached kind of an equilibrium with his Patreon money. Because he was basically stuck in the, like, 250 range for, like, you know, this is January of this year. This goes into, like, you know, into the past by some amount, right? So his baseline was somewhere around 250. It spikes during the departnering, and then it's reached somewhat of a new equilibrium. It's around 400. So his, like, his Patreon's increased by what? 60%. So he got a free 60% Patreon boost for nothing. Absolutely nothing. And, you know, like, I know it sounds like a pittance. Absolutely. But this pittance here, this pittance pays his Washington B&O tax. You know? Like, if we go to the net revenue for it, so I guess I'd be looking at the difference. So yeah, 150, right? Like, his B&O tax is no more than 160 a month. You know, back tax is not included, which they shouldn't be included. And like, Patreon goes to nothing, actual nothing. People just sub to it. Yeah, Steve, I know, it's crazy. I mean, like, literally nothing. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm beating a dead cat here, but like, his, like, you know, you do like Ask the King and shit. Like, this is all shit we've seen before. Like, what possible questions are left to be asked? You know, and that private video thing. Like, if DSP gave me a private video, I wouldn't even know what to do with it. You know, you know, with the normal rules, because otherwise I'd ask him, why the hell aren't you on your wife's health insurance? But like, let's say I got Patreon rules, which means you can only ask him what he ate for dinner last night or something, right? I wouldn't know what to ask him because I don't care about his like life. Like, there's everything about his life is like known because he kind of doesn't have a life, right? He like fence sits on every opinion, and like you can't engage him. Yeah, Steven. And yeah, there's nothing special about it because the rules are the same. You can't ask hard questions, you can't ask interesting questions. Like, just super chat him, you know, 100 Indian rupees or whatever, and you know, he'll tell you, or just type it. It's shit's slow as fuck. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, like these online submodels is, you know, it's like, I guess these people are just hooking into them and forgetting about them. Like, do these? I mean, if you look at like the red line represents people, and the blue line represents money, right? So there's like a ratio here, column F, this one. So it's the ratio of how much money each person is donating on average, right? So initially it was about 460. So if I was your average DSP patron, I was donating, you know, I was contributing 460, 450, whatever, right? Something like that. And like this spike, so the money increased by like 3 times, but the people increased by like half, 50%. So you get a 300% boost in money and a 50% boost in people, right? So there's a disparity here. This was like the average amount of disparity between these two lines, and then they increased by like a shit ton. Yeah. So like, basically, some people heard the whale call and just jumped in and just dropped a bunch of fucking money. Now the difference between now and then, it's dropped to 69. You know, nice. What was that? 14 people less, and it's still higher than the base amount. Hey, Obey, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, shout out Rem Lazar. Is that a Red Letter Media reference, or are you talking about like the OG video? But yeah, like, shit, I don't know, man. Like, yeah. So I presume this is a new equilibrium because he's picked up people over the last month or so. You know, he picks up people still. It doesn't go down specifically. He picks people up. So I assume this is a new equilibrium. He's good there. So yeah, but anyway, yeah. So I'll work on the next month in review video. The expense video, well, you know, I'm working on it. I basically got to change everything because like the expenses changed. But I guess like I guess briefly. Let's check the deets. Just briefly. Later, Steve. Thanks for stopping by, dude. Appreciate it. So, you know what? Maybe I'll go over this on the next one. This is kind of like a lot. So, yeah, thanks, Steve. Hey, again, really appreciate you stopping by, dude, and everybody else here too, for sure. Yeah, I think maybe I'll save this one for another one, another night. I'll have it kind of more updated. Yeah, I'll kind of do it before and after too. So so it'll be like, it'll kind of make more sense. So here's what I have now. I'll kind of update it for what we know. Again, this is based off the bankruptcy. It's mostly the same. The variable expenses are the things that need to be looked at. Okay. But yeah. I think that's gonna be it for me. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. This is my first stream. Thanks, Sunspot. Appreciate you, man. So yeah, I mean, if you guys enjoyed it, then maybe I'll do it again sometime. There's always numbers to go over, you know. Actually, I had a. Okay, this is gonna sound kind of stupid, but I've never streamed before, right? And you know how some streams have like an outro music? I have an outro music that I thought was pretty good. I'm gonna play that. Let's see. And I made sure it wasn't like copyright, whatever thing. All right. So yeah, again, yeah, for sure. Full monthly revenue. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you, I guess I didn't realize that there was like a huge audience for this. But yeah, like yeah, it's been a blast for real. I had a lot of fun. And I really appreciate you guys stopping by and listen to me ramble on and all that stuff. I'll have some more numbers for you later. We'll do this again sometime. Take it easy.